of wondrous company will live on. Yes, the deeds of wondrous company will live on.
Everybody's got their shit. Everybody's got their stuff. You got emotional support Kobold to keep you company. Everything is fine and happy with the world.
Uh-huh.
Will
Yeah.
this kobold be able to talk to the acid dragon?
No, this Kobold's somewhere else in the world. Alrighty. Last, we left off with the previous two sessions of Due West and Wondrous Company's endeavors. The company has made their way to Georgia, up into the mountains, as we know, caused some avalanches, met some dragonkin, made friends with a Kenku named Mosen, and ended up helping them
Well,
out,
actually,
getting
his
some
name was Crick Crack.
crick crack. Clack 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 clack.
Beg your pardon, what his name is?
Click clack paddywhack. Making your way up with their assistance, you ended up stumbling upon a Soviet motorized patrol, and subsequently the Amazons. Making friends with them through battle and aiding them in that conflict, they decided to trust you and bring you before the Queen, who you got to have a nice little chat with. Understanding the situation and understanding that they did need to leave the area, but having no real knowledge or capacity to explore outside of that mountain range for what seems to be hinted at hundreds, if not thousands of years, they've grown a little bit desperate. But before they can willingly, openly trust you, they tasked Wondrous Company with a series of challenges. Each and every challenge, the party has stepped forward twofold to openly partake in, to demonstrate themselves, whether it be an interpretive dance of their most successful time as a party, which was a little lackluster, but better than most of your middle school plays. Writing a dossier on the historical spark notes and Britannica of the last while to catch them up, writing a speech and compiling the notes for a later time, or working with and trying to corral a family of owlbears and how to navigate that without harming them. The final, dare I say, endeavor, challenge, was to fight as a party using communication and lack of sight, to know each other and where each other were. However, that seems to have been hijacked, as once the darkness was pulled away, all the Amazons in the stands and many watching were alarmed and quickly grabbed weapons as they realized the original gnolls that you should have been fighting were no longer there, and instead you guys found yourselves, or at least some of the party found themselves, for a millisecond teleported away. Taken away to what seemed to be another realm, another dimension, a pocket area, or possibly just another plane, or just very cursed location. You weren't entirely sure or able to deduce, but you were able to find that what seemed to be the remaining members of the Emperor's Cossack Guard of Russia seemed to be trying to escape to Green Ukraine and Vladivostok before getting lost. Not so much that they physically got lost, but more like somebody changed the terrain around them, and they've kind of been aimlessly, hopelessly destitute for the last many years. Upon realizing this, though, and to no real fault of anyone, you guys were ambushed, and whatever sort of pull Peter had on the Dark Wolf, dare I say, because I can't pronounce the Slavic name of these damn things, seemed to break, and you guys found yourselves once again back in the Colosseum. Dispatching one as the other fled, before you guys could really fully articulate what was happening and start piecing together the information, some of the thoughts were broken, and some emotions were cut off at the moment. As, to kind of recap, the upper third of a body of an Amazon was flung towards you and scattered across the sand. Trying to address and figure out what this was, yelling was heard, and many of the Amazons scattered, going to different battle stations or getting out of the immediate area, while some remained. The party was greeted by a growl and a heavy dripping sound, as what seems to be a partially wing-clipped green acid dragon that was captured, perhaps being trained with, or trained on, or against, or just not killed yet. Whatever the situation was, the Amazons seemed to have a green acid dragon, which, at the announcement of the poor Amazon who came running out pleading for help, was subsequently melted, and the dragon emerged. This is where we pick up. Leroy, you have been nursing a Charlie horse in your left calf after the dance while they did their challenge. Well, the rest of you are out and amongst the ring where we last left off, as I will pan the music over on here. And we find ourselves picking up with a very happy green acid dragon in front of the party. Let me get the turn order cranked up here. Let me bring this over here. Move this here. We will also need initiative rolls for, let's see, Hachu. We will need your initiative roll as well to add to
Gotcha.
your turn.
Oh, of course.
Nice.
Okay.
Welcome.
We're gonna let Leroy
Welcome to session.
re-roll his because you rolled the one for
Oh
him last
yeah,
time.
I rolled for you.
Wait, don't you have,
so-
Advantage
right
on
hand.
initiative due to that
Yeah,
ring?
I could roll it.
You do.
I could roll
Yay!
it twice.
Nikos remembers your
a little bit
items
better.
better. Hell yeah.
Taking.
I
How did
usually
you remember
remember
that, Nikos? Holy shit.
I'm gonna bring it up
Came up last
often.
session too.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
because he like always used it.
Oh fuck, okay.
The start of initiative, I'm declaring that I'm taking a stance, the one that improves my AC, because I don't know why I feel like I might need AC in this situation.
You never know. Leroy, if you can give us your initiative roll. Because I did roll for you, and it was pretty sad, so... It'd probably be better if you rolled, that way I can amend it.
I'm gonna roll your face. Fucking DM put me in this situation.
You
Hey,
had
you're
a
in the
Charlie
back.
horse, you're in the back, you're looking and like, oh
You're my
hey.
fri- Oh my god.
It's the same!
It's fate. It's fucking
I
fate.
still rolled higher than a toe.
For the
Fuck you.
recording, allow me to scroll up just a little ways to show you my initiative roll of a nat
You
1.
son of a bitch.
To scroll down to him rolling yet another nat 1. The good news is
I'm
you
just
guys
gonna
have gotten...
flick my finger and re-roll that shit.
Good news is you guys have gotten
Hard.
2 of your nat
Good news.
runs out of the way for the day, so
How the fuck do I roll?
say
a nat
that.
one on this fucking intelligence.
you're gonna re-roll that. Yeah, give me a re-roll if you want to use luck. Because you can't use luck to re-roll that, or at least one of your luck points.
I'm blame it on the Charlie horse. You're like, oh, whatever. I'm not getting up.
Those cards from Star Wars RPG would be real nice right about now. That one that lets you move anyone else to any other position in the
Oh,
in the
Yeah, I know,
board.
right?
Right. Yeah, if you want to re-roll, spend the luck point. If not, we can keep you there, tied with the Wilhelm, who also rolled a 3. Oh fuck!
Boy!
Having a good time. You gonna keep the 3, Leroy?
I don't think I can roll luck on that.
You can. Luck is literally applicable to
Oh yeah, it's
any
D20.
roll. Yeah,
Oh,
anything
it's
D20
D20.
boost.
Okay.
So if
Yeah,
you want to re-roll it and take
Holy
whatever
shit.
the new
Oh.
number is, just make
Knocking
sure.
on wood, knocking on wood, knocking on wood, knocking on wood.
Yeah, just make sure you spend.
Oh, yes.
Hey,
That'd be
okay.
better.
And
Hey, I'm
because
on top of
you've
Torrent.
got a higher dex,
Yeah.
you're topping Torn. Wait.
Don't start this. Oh, okay.
All right, top of the turn order, Leroy. You kind of rub your calf, the Charlie horse going away as you stand up. You hear some of the commotion. You look across the party and you see a rather large, angry, spindly dragon, kind of darker green in texture, lots of horns and spikes adorning his head. And his wings and most of his joints are just actively, like, kind of running or dripping bits of greenish yellow acid. And every time it touches the ground, the sand is starting to sizzle and smoke underneath it. Everyone kind of gets the free notion. Being near this thing is probably not great. What do you want to do, Leroy?
Anyway, I just started blasting.
Oh,
Oh, there goes diplomacy.
I mean, we're supposed to fight this thing, right?
I
Yeah,
mean,
apparently
they
it
might
just can't-
be able to talk it.
It wasn't
don't
on the
speak dragon.
itinerary of challenges. It was extracurricular, it would seem.
I was gonna say, I don't speak Draconic. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not giving up my turn, so you tell him I'm sorry for this.
You could hold action until after
You
he
could
speaks.
hold action.
hold
Yeah,
your
if
action
it
if you would
makes
like
like
to.
a hostile
Are,
move.
are
you
one of
can
y'all
shoot
yelling
that.
this or advising this OOC?
That's an hold
This
your
is the
action
OOC.
is would
No.
be an OOC one. Because
Play it out to say, hold your nuts, Leroy. Let me talk to it first. Come on, let's keep this.
Wait 1 moment. Shoot it
I
all
can't
you
hear you, Torian. You're gargling your words again.
Fucking wait!
Such a dick.
All right, I'm gonna hold action.
Cord is having a panic attack, and you're just fucking. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, because he's in the front line.
Alright, hold your
It's already
action,
blocked.
Torn. You're up.
Alright, we are, Torrent's gonna get front and center, but not too front and center. He's probably gonna scamper out over here and skid to a stop.
Alright.
And the bar is held. It's at the ready. But he's, so what he's gonna say, just like, he's just gonna be, wait! And Draconic, of course, wait, we don't! Doesn't have to go this way!
It seems a little hurried. Its eyes are kind of looking left and right, and it focuses both of them down on you and kind of narrows its snout towards you and just starts kind of growling a little bit. It doesn't seem to be fully speaking right now. If anything, it almost looks like it woke up from a Red Bull-induced nap.
On the, like, back step, gun ready, Torrent's just gonna, he's just gonna pose up, be like, just wait, just don't. We don't have to kill each other right now. And he's gonna hold his action on, what appears to be aggressive movement.
Roll me what stat you feel would be applicable to trying to appeal to him with those words.
Light a hand.
Sleight of hand.
Man,
I'm gonna steal your logic.
it's the same bonus either way.
Alright.
Alright, we're gonna roll intimidation. He's pointing a gun.
We're trying to intimidate him. Alright.
I mean, might as well. It's the same base stat either way.
Oh, there's a difference. Are you intimidating him, like, or are you persuading him? Are you appealing, or are you threatening?
Oh, well, it's appealing with the threat of also killing each other, so I'm not quite sure.
That'd be intimidation then.
Because it's like, please no, but also, we'll fucking kill you, so please no.
That'd be an intimidation then. Yeah, give me
I
intimidation.
don't want to have to kill you.
That.
You're tiny. I don't see how you're intimidating shit.
It kind of narrows its gaze at you, and you get that sort of familiar, like, impression of, oh, a kobold kind of dismissiveness. And it lowers its head a little bit, its jaw kind of hinges open just some as a about gallon worth of acid kind of drips and runs down the left side and starts melting the sand actively with little strings of smoke reaching up.
I'm just hollering from across.
Oh, you can shoot it now!
I'm hollering from across the arena. Yeah, he doesn't intimidate me either.
You can shoot it now!
It just kind of
Alright.
lowers its head and murmurs out, vermin.
Alright,
Leroy,
shot.
if you want to take your action, and then Torrin, you can take yours.
I'm gonna shoot it in the nose.
Alright. Called shot. Make me an attack. Teedle dee dee.
Oh, no, hang on. I can re-roll this.
Gotta use luck. Alright.
Nope.
What?
Nope. Beginning at the 3rd level, business gamut. You know taking risks is necessary. When you roll a d20 for attack, the result is a 7. You may pay 5 coin to instead turn this into a critical attack.
You fucking god damn you, I forgot about
Jesus.
that.
How specific?
It's a
It's
long
seven,
number.
it's
He's a
seven.
gambler.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
No, that makes perfect sense.
shark.
7 is.
God.
I will have y'all know 7 is the Lord's number. The Lord blesses me with this attack. Take this, you vermin.
I love and hate your class so goddamn much. Alright, send it. You get the
A
fucking
dragon's nose is a
reroll.
sensitive thing. If it can't smell you,
It has to look at you.
it has to look at you. And that's gonna sting like a motherfucker, because that's a sensitive fucker. He's gonna be smelling
Oh, yeah.
gunpowder and blood and
It'll be great. Send it.
so crit. So I click on it doesn't count as a nat 20, so
Twice?
or does it?
It's
How am I
not
gonna-
count as a crit.
Yeah, it's not gonna
You can
count
roll-
as a crit, so how do I
You can
roll this?
twice the amount
Uh,
of dice.
You
and
can
then just
click
add
it
your modifier.
twice. Like if you
Okay.
just want to click it twice because it's 7. There we go. That works. God, yeah, I completely spaced on your friggin' lucky 7 shenaniganery. Alright,
Yeah, I'm starting to pay attention to my shit, so fuck you.
nice. 20, alright. Let me subtract that. As you'll catch him right in the snout, fucking some of the nose rips away with a spray of acid and blood, and he kind of reels back, head jerking side to side as he shakes it, snarls out, kind of breathing through the larger hole in his nose that you've now created.
He may not intimidate you, but I hope that sure did, motherfucker.
He is going to have a -3 to any of his attacks for the next turn.
When I'm done with you, Hatsu Johnson over here is gonna cook you on the Barbie. We eat lizards like you down in the south, but mostly on his side of the river.
Mama, another gator in the house. Another gator. Give me that there shovel.
Great reference. Attacking again.
Alright, send your second
Just a
attack.
regular shot down range, aiming for his head.
Gotcha.
Not aiming for anything specific.
The head is something specific.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm aiming at the bulk in the distance. I can see his
General
head. I'm
mass.
just, yeah.
17. Yeah, that'll hit. Give me damage.
You there?
I'm doing the math.
Okay.
Because I am
It's no wonder you-
smart.
Loading
It's
acid
no wonder
all
you
over
didn't
everyone.
go for that engineer job. You
Oh,
can't do
right.
that digit subtraction.
I am in D&D brain. I am not the smartest right now.
And it's 11. It's -10, -1.
Shut. Yeah, you fucking said the second round. It cracks over your head, Torn, and catches him in the center mass, and he just kind of reels just a little bit from it. Seems to kind of snarl. For some reason, it's not hitting intense, but the caliber of that rifle kind of gives the implication that dragon skills aren't quite as infamously strong, at least not on this particular dragon, as some of the rumors might have been of them just completely tanking machine guns and bolt-action rifles, this seems to actually kind of hurt this guy. As we'll pan over to Torin, it is now your turn.
Well, I still have a bonus action.
You held your action, so when you pass your turn and hold an action, you only hold
Oh,
the action.
now y'all explain the fine print.
You can't hold the bonus action or the movement, I'm afraid.
Oh, next time I'm just gonna shoot first and fuck Torin.
What's the combo action? Because you did let me do that when I was flashbanging with the bullets. But that was also like a combo thing.
That was also a stated combo,
I'm just gonna
unfortunately.
keep hurling insults while it's Torin's turn.
Sounds good. Torin, you're up.
No one is going to hear those insults over the full-auto
Torin's
machine gun.
screaming.
Incoherent
We're gonna call that gun the
screeching.
Torin. We're gonna call that gun the Torin scream. It's-
Those
it's-
hit?
Yeah,
How
both
does
of
he-
those hit. Fucking rat-a-tat-a, rat-a-tat-a.
Do those hit? I roll a 17. Don't be fucking asking those questions.
You never know. I might do something in the background. Ow! Alright.
Vermin, huh? And is my turn passed, or are we still technically
It is
on
still technically your turn, so you do still retain your bonus action.
You shouldn't have called him a vermin. Now he thinks you're a hatchling.
-3? That still hits. Okay.
Yeah, 18 still hits. For 15
I
more.
might not need to use my level 5 spells.
And then he's gonna take 2 steps back and just post up, be ready. Vermin, huh? And
Its
that's the
head
turn.
kind of reels down as you put almost 2/3 of a fucking box mag into him. As its head kind of lowers down, some of the blood and acid running down it where you've made a few new holes in his chest and sternum. It proceeds to just snarl and look at you.
We don't
And-
need to do this.
Just kind of smiling a bit wickedly and evilly, seems to be like, oh, you're next kind of look. As we get to Zalot's turn. Zalot is
It's got a
rather
name.
angry. His ass is going to stomp 5, 10, 15, 20 feet forward. And let me double check and make sure I'm getting this correctly. Where is the measurement tool? There is the
Why is he
measurement tool.
I want to complain. He's animated or not. What's wrong with this picture?
What's wrong with
Why is he animated?
Because it's fun and engaging and keeps your
It's not
ADHD
functional,
brain.
Or
going.
animation pack.
Just
Yeah.
proof that we have the Oakland A's owner as our DM.
I should be able to actually get tokens that can be gifts, so that your tokens can be kind of moving a little bit.
Engaging.
I am engaging.
It's like we're playing Major League and he's trying to move us to another website.
He's not animated for me anymore. Weird.
You might have to
Refreshing.
refresh. Let's see, 25 or
Ah, yep, there we go.
can I angle that? Yeah, I can angle that. That'll work. He steps forward, his head drops down as he just kind of hard focuses on you with the hole and gash in his face. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. I am. Torin, Wilhelm, and artillery piece. I need a dex save from you three.
I would love to help with that, but I currently can't get into my account. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Can't get into your account? What do you mean?
Yeah. I have a VPN set up.
Oh, is Roll20
And
not wanting to cooperate?
Roll20 I can log into, but I need my master VPN thing to open it up. And right now, it being a bitch.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to figure this the fuck out. So I currently cannot get into Roll20 at all. So
Uh-oh.
that's fun.
Do you
Let me try
happen
my
to
phone
have
as well.
your character sheet or your phone, perhaps? If need be, you could
Well-
always roll physical dice.
Can't have dice, physical dice.
He has
This is
physical
gambling.
dice.
Not there. We had this conversation already.
I thought
What?
she bought him the cool little travel set that kind of got through because you can't have D6s, so it's not technically a D6.
Oh, any dice.
Oh, I may be mistaken. God damn, that 25 deck save. Okay.
Fucking shit, stupid.
How did it work last time for you? Is it just the
I
VPN
didn't get
blocking
the
it?
VPN. I didn't get the
Oh.
VPN until I
Would
don't know what day I got it.
disabling it allow it to go through?
Not to say you need the VPN.
I can try that.
I think-
Well, it's not the VPN.
Sorry, sir. This
it's
website compromises national security.
It's specifically the password manager.
Oh. Password
What are you
managers are a
using as
bitch.
root and passwords?
Then just manually enter the password.
Let me try something. See if this works.
That moment I realize I've never saved a password online.
Never.
Got a little black notebook with all of them so I don't forget them.
Death Note?
Yeah.
They're all gonna die in some horrific way.
No.
Okay, let me see if I can get this. I think I might have figured it out.
The sponsors of today's session brought to you by Loca Mocha, Java Monster, and Gambling Addiction.
I thought we were brought to you by fucking Rockstar. When did our sponsors change?
Rockstar dropped
always
us.
did.
We were too politically incorrect.
God damn it. Me and Torin were practicing the fucking jingle and everything.
Can we get a gif of Torin in like one of those giant Rockstar suits, just like dancing on the sidewalk advertising?
We need to use that picture of Torin IRL, but put Torin in it.
No.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put Torin's face over that.
No.
It's gonna be so good.
Oh, man.
That's an amazing idea. Oh. That's a challenge that we'll have. That's how everybody gets a free inspiration. Dress up like your character and post it online. Post it in the
No.
Discord.
I gotta chop my legs off.
No, you just put on blackface. It's fine.
Yeah.
Or a black plug suit, I guess.
Y'all gonna make me put a gimp suit on? I swear to God.
Like that
Yeah.
definitely a German man we saw on that show earlier.
Oh. Later,
Okay,
Hosen
I
and a pickle.
Figured it out. It wasn't the fact that the VPN was being weird. It's
Oh.
the fact that my friggin' password for Roll20 got all wonky. So give me
Ah.
2 seconds. I'll boom.
Auto passwords, everybody. Never again.
No, it's not what it was at all. What I'm saying is like things just got fucking wonky, and therefore it wasn't working for me.
Gotcha. Let me update to the new doodad. Why did that stop? I did not tell you to stop yet. There we go.
It just felt like it.
Yeah, it's just like, nah.
So
Someone-
yeah, I give up.
Someone invite Knox to the place where we did the speeches that we're not going to give now, so you can see them.
We could do that after
No, we're-
session.
He's not allowed to
There's
see
no more
it
rating.
at all. You don't want to.
He's banned from seeing it. Speaking of sponsors, you should have me sponsor for an insurance company.
We could not worry about saving the password and perhaps worry about logging in at the moment. That might.
True.
What's up?
Is it trying to save it forcibly, or are you able to just like log in, like brute force it?
What?
Is it what?
Yeah.
I'm not listening to you guys at all.
Oh, you type
because-
in the password and then you hit log in.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Oh.
Christmas Story.
Something like that.
Yo!
That's a good movie.
Hacker Man is in.
He had to download the mainframe.
I'm downloading.
Yeah, he's
the
a
mainframe.
hacker from the '90s, early 2000s. So he's just got he's just clicking the keyboard a whole lot.
They're
the
breaching
cor-
our firewalls.
In the corner of the cover, I'm just gonna have him on a computer with like hacker letters like going across the goggles.
He's
was just
entering
gonna
the
say, well,
Matrix
like,
in a
that's
corner.
Okay, so now that I'm here,
Hey, disaster avoided. Give me that deck save.
fucking for some reason everything wanted to fucking not work for me.
It do that sometimes. Roll20 tried to forcibly update to jump gate on me, and I'm like, no, not yet.
Oh yeah, I was seeing that. I was like, what the fuck is jump gate? But
Yeah, it's a better updated version,
Oh.
but I haven't rolled it out yet. I want to test it in another server. But ooh, a 10. Okay. Let me roll some damage as we
what's that one?
do
Okay.
this.
One second, I gotta roll one more thing.
Oh, what you got?
Use it for my thing.
Oh yeah, for your cannon.
Does your cannon even have decks?
My cannon has all. So that's it right there. My cannon has. It basically says is immune to poison or psychic damage. If it is forced to make an ability check or a saving throw, treat all of its ability scores as 10.
Gotcha.
Wait, is acid poison?
No, acid and poison are two different things.
I was about to say.
Yeah, no, they're two entirely separate things. All right.
You can be poisoned by
Uh,
acid. The condition poisons is also different than being poisoned. It's convoluted slightly.
Yeah. Wow, you guys kind of lucked out there. Torn, you're only gonna take 2 acid damage.
Actually, gonna
However-
take no damage
Why is that?
because I have a stat that makes me take 0 damage if I successfully pass the dexterity check
Yeah, don't you?
and avoiding an attack.
Torn dodges the open mouth fire hose of
Does he do a standing
acid.
cartwheel?
No, he just kind of does that like kind of sideways noodle, like ugh.
That's not true.
Yeah, this
Matrix
fire hose of
dodge.
acid comes spraying out and draping across the ground, melting into the stone and tile. Wilhelm, you and your cannon both take 4 points of acid damage, however, as your coat starts to kind of xenomorph spray melt a little bit, and it starts to, like, kind of slump your shoulder just some. Torn, allow me to move you 1 space for the dodge, as...
No,
What's the
you're
DC
getting
for that
out.
thing?
You're getting outmaneuvered by a fucking vermin, you oversized alligator.
This space is now inaccessible unless you want to step through acid.
Oh boy, it's like Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Gotta get the right fucking.
I gotta put the
Outfit
right
for
suit
it.
on, or
Yeah.
I gotta be a villain. I gotta be the Joker himself.
Lex Luthor, can't he go through it?
Now that it's action and stone and
Second, maybe. I don't know.
roll 20 disaster has been avoided, it will now take its bonus action. It is going to continue to step forward, walking up towards you, Torn, and is going to make a bonus action bite against you. However, it's going to be -3 for this. Let's give it a roll. Wah.
What is what was that save? Was it like a 16 or something like that?
It's higher
Need to
than
pass
15.
a 15.
Okay, pass a 15 or me a 15?
Pass.
Okay, I'd ask. So 4 for
let's
me.
see. 4 for you, 4 for the cannon. Torn, I'm pretty sure a 12 doesn't hit because its snout got shot. However, it tries to bite towards you as the acid and teeth chomp down and kind of snap next to you as you're able to kind of dodge that. We now get to Peter. Your turn.
There's good stuff
All
at
right.
any time.
I have 2 questions. One, by your rules,
No.
would water wash away the acid?
No.
Two,
Very viscous, very greenish. It's not exactly washable away. It does
Two.
dissipate over time, though.
would the hole in the nose of the dragon make that dragon's head now a container?
No.
Technically, no. What do you mean? What are you suggesting?
Do you want to tell him?
All good. By all means, you're the mastermind of
I
it.
mean container. Like a crevice that something can sit in? Not quite. It is a nice groove and rip in the
Create
flesh.
water in its nose.
I mean, if you want to, you're gonna have to try to accurately do it because he's actively moving around, so you'll have to kind of roll for accuracy. But if
Alright.
that's something you would
I
like
am-
to try,
Actually going to move over here, and before I try that, since Wilhelm isn't too badly beat up at the moment, I am actually going to cast Banish on it. It needs to make a Charisma save.
all right.
I forgot to change my thing. There we go.
Let me double check the abilities that I gave it to see if there is. You know what? I got 2 of these. I'ma use it. Yeah, I'ma use it. He doesn't want that to happen right now. You raise your hand up and start to cast that familiar magic that you've used a few times before, and you can start to see a little bit of that haze start to build up before it physically cracks in the middle and your spell dissipates, costing you the spell slot. Legendary
that-
action counterspell.
Alright, in that case, I'm just going to shoot it.
Tick off one of
Bonus
those,
action.
because goddamn.
Yeah, every single dangerous creature is gonna have one of those from now on.
I gotta find some way to not let it end too quickly.
Bonus action shot. As I...
Nice offhand quick
annoyed.
shot on him. That hits.
But
It's not hard to hit this guy. Alright, 15. Good little chunk gets ripped out of his side and passes through his wing as he kind of grunts out and focuses back towards you.
rack the rifle, and beyond that, I'm just holding here.
Alrighty. Nikos.
Alrighty. Yeah, alright.
It's a bit spicy over here.
I'm gonna huck my spear at it.
Matt.
Oh, yuck.
Yuck.
Rip spear.
Oh, you throw the spear and it kind of tilts its head and parries the spear as it lands off to the side of it.
Alright. Bonus action. Bring it back.
Kind of flies back towards you, lands in your hand with a good grasp.
Let's try that again.
You do a nice javelin
That
throw
one
like
hit.
it's the Olympics. That one will definitely catch it. Alright, 11 piercing.
Alright. And let's move a little bit that way. Alright.
Alrighty. Any bonus action?
I already did a bonus
oh, wait, yep,
action.
the recall. You are correct. Hachu!
East.
Your kin are here.
My kin are here. It's not real. It's more of Soren's thing.
Yeah.
Not this one.
Yes, Soren. This is your dad, actually.
Oh god.
Jen forgot the condom.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, he
Leave
did.
me alone. Let me.
Wait,
Let
what?
me make my roll. Damn it.
Who forgot?
James forgot his condom.
Oh, I was like, who's he got in the background?
I mean, he does have a bunch of offspring, so.
Leave me alone. Let me make my roll. God damn it. Let's see. What can I? Well, I saw banishment. What doesn't work, and I was gonna use that. So
I mean, you can use it again.
no.
Go ahead. Use your spell slots.
I mean, you could cast it
Yeah,
again.
I'm just gonna cast. Let me wait. How far am I away from it?
Is
Magic
it
missile
mirrored?
in the
He's
dark.
not clear on his mic.
He's got a
Uh,
good mic going.
Who's it? Yeah. Matt?
Ah,
Who's he
perfect.
got
I'm
in
in
his
range of
room?
it.
I'll let him answer that question for you.
I'm gonna cast Blight on it.
Ooh. Fling it for me so I can remind myself of what that do.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
He has to make a con save or takes the necrotic damage?
Yeah, 8 times 8 necrotic damage,
Yeah, okay. Let me see if he can pass this con save. What is his stat?
and it takes half as much on a successful one.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's a total of 4. Yeah, you throw your hand out and a bunch of necrotic kind of voodoo-y looking magic that you've seen Hachu throwing out before wraps around them and just fucking binds them, and you hear a nice loud kind of ceramic crack around him as a lot of his scales kind of rupture and parts of his wing starts to fracture a bit. 44 necrotic, god. Alright. Yeah, that did a good chunk of health. What else you got, Hachu? He seems pretty angry about that. He's
he
getting
probably is.
pretty biased against the scaled members of the party.
Offhand pistol shot. Let's go for it.
Gotcha. Hit him with the little proud high power.
Woo! Nothing.
Yeah, you said that, and it passes through one of the holes in his wings and just. You nearly hit one of the hoplites in the stadium. Alright.
Enjoy the show, ladies!
Any movement, Hachu, or is that your turn?
That's all I got.
Alrighty. Wilhelm.
That's all he
Hello.
got. He forgot the condom, apparently.
Yeah. Roll for
Okay.
condom.
Fuck.
Constitution save.
That. That would be hilarious, but I have a feeling that wouldn't work.
Oh. Do tell.
Fighting acid with acid. There's a feeling that wouldn't work to me. But,
I don't know. I feel like taking a flamethrower to a fire ganassi would have the same effect.
yeah, really not much of one.
That's an idea I'm gonna put in my notes. Fire ganassi flamethrowers.
And they just like hold
know
up,
what?
like they just like have bottles full of gasoline and just spit it at people.
Oh god.
They're walking around with metal pipes just going boosh.
Oh god. That would be dope.
Okay, cool.
What you got, Wilhelm? Oh,
Let me
I
do
see
it
a
on my
box.
phone.
I see a box.
20-foot cube.
Dragon
would
in a
definitely-
box. Girl, no, that doesn't work.
Here be dragons.
Oh wait, actually, I just need a part of it to touch. I do that.
Merry Christmas.
Alright, one second, one more. Boom, boom. That would at least touch the side. Okay, cool. So 20-foot cube right there.
Alright.
I'm casting fairy fire on it.
Ah! Alright.
So you need to do a dex saving throw.
Gotcha. Oh! Fucking Zalon's not rolling too great. That is only a 13.
Yep, definitely does not pass. So as long as a creature has sight on the dragon, as long as a creature can see it, they have all attack rolls have advantage on it.
Alright, everybody's got advantage on attack against this guy because he is bright and shiny. Let me put a fuck it, little lightning bolt symbol.
It was outlined now.
Yeah, he's got the Call of Duty heads-up display outline.
Alright,
I thought Call of
so
Duty, BST.
Ah.
And of culture here.
He's all
Alright, I'm gonna move
sparkly
just-
shiny.
up to there.
Alright.
Trying to keep us from being in a line. But and then my thing move up there. And yeah, my little turret guy is going to use the advantage to his advantage.
Hell yeah.
Cuss words.
That
I'm guessing
hits.
a 19 hit.
Yep, that'll hit. Alright,
Oh, that
13
sounds like
force.
greatest.
Let me do some math.
And push 5 feet back.
And is pushed 5 feet back as gets kind of scooted back on all fours for about 5 feet, just kind of scoots into sand at the blunt impact. What else you got, Wilhelm?
You know what? I believe. Oh wait, we have our guns, or do we drop those? I
Nope,
can't
you
remember.
got all your weapons and guns on you. Your guys' full
Okay.
inventories are with you.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I
Oh, where's
believe
that?
I can shoot with the MP28 as an offhand.
You can do bonus action offhand attack, yep.
Oh no, I can't. To activate my turret as a bonus action, so that is my turn actually.
Good
I
point.
forgot about that.
Oh, good.
My turret shooting a massive fucking blast is my offhand, which is fine by me.
Alrighty. Top of the turn order as we now get around. He is no longer suffering the -3 as he is now getting more accustomed to the new hole in his snout. Leroy, we kick it off with you.
Can't wait to serve you up with a side of gravy.
Brave words from the back of the Colosseum.
Hey, I need range so I can shoot. All right. I don't have your, you know, I lean on a cane. You don't have that luxury.
Gus,
Like
your
luxury.
boss pretty. Please hurry
You
up.
know what?
and,
You're
let's-
distracting me. Shut up, German boy.
Damn.
I'm trying to
Why?
not distract you. I'm trying to pull you back into the fight.
So I'm gonna continue trying to piss off this thing. Called shot. I'm gonna take out one of its incisors, one of his big teeth.
Going for a teeth shot. Alright.
Oh yeah, I want an exposed nerve.
Gotcha.
That shit hurts like a mother.
Send it. Let's see if you can hit, fuck, one of its teeth. Let me add a difficulty to that. Yeah, you'll hit. Damn, alright.
Oh, by the way, you are rolling with advantage, right?
Oh yeah, you get to roll with
Uh,
advantage.
Oh,
Because
shit.
he is
And I
currently
think that's-
fairy fired.
Well, so it wouldn't matter
If
because
you
I
could-
already hit.
It
right?
would. Well, it would because you can
20.
possibly get a
You
critical.
could get a nat 20.
Or 7.
Or 7. yeah.
Or 7.
That still
I think
hits.
it's
I'll
only-
take the damage.
Okay.
Because I've got 2 more
6
attacks.
damage.
My guy increasing his chance of a nat 20 by 100%.
He's storing the extra power for the big attack.
You underestimate my powers.
Yeah,
Every
you
roll you
send
don't
a
make is
shot.
nat
You
20.
it grazes
You have
across
done
one of
that
his
yourself.
teeth, and 2 of the large fangs go blistering out in multiple directions, shattering as he groans out, gritting his remaining teeth on the left side.
Yeah, how's that
You've
acid
done that
feel on your fucking innards, you son?
You
Is he
have
doing
done
the
that
thing
yourself.
where you bite down on a bad tooth and then immediately unbite down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. All right, what
Yeah,
else you got?
take care of your
Leroy?
teeth, kids.
Wow.
Let's see. Where should I aim next? I'm having fun being diabolical. Let's see. It's got 2 front paws. Why does it have 2 front paws when it's got claws on its wings? What kind of dragon is this?
This is a traditional dragon, not a wyvern.
Yeah, wyverns don't have
Oh,
front
well.
arms.
He can have fun trying to balance on 3 arms. I'm gonna shoot and try and put a hole or just blow away one of those front paws.
All right,
Let's go
called
for the
shot
one
on
right.
one of his front hands, front paws. Send it.
Yep.
Get advantage. Oh, nat 20. Give me the damage.
Jesus.
14. That is 21. 21.
And that is why you roll with advantage.
Ow. Okay, he will not be able to make 2 melee attacks in 1 turn anymore, as his left hand all the way up to the middle of the wrist just gets ripped away with the heavy friggin' whatever caliber that rifle is. I don't remember offhand.
303.
303, yeah, that makes sense actually. Big old 303 round rips through over the top of your head, Torn. You just see its hand kind of explode outwards and kind of confetti eyes for a moment as it yells out and kind of grips its wrist with its other front hand.
And fuck it, I'll just go for the other one now. It's
Alright.
not gonna have any front paws.
This will be an offhand attack, so you won't get to add that +3.
But you still have advantage.
You do still have
Do I
advantage.
still have advantage? Okay.
Yep. Or just -3 from whatever the roll is.
Checking something real quick. Okay.
Unfortunately, with the called shot, that will not hit as the
That's
round
okay.
goes and it sails
That's
past
okay.
and hits
No,
the
no,
wall.
no. I'm just gonna throw another 10 coin in the air. That is not. Oh.
Alright, yeah, sure. Just throw $10 onto the floor. What are you doing with that?
Why? Oh, there we go. My numpad wasn't working.
Oh.
That's not business gambit. That's pocket change.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright, yeah.
I'm throwing money to the hoplites behind me. He's like,
Oh.
hey ladies, how would you like some money?
You throw $10 of currency that they've never seen or unfamiliar with up towards them. Yeah, go ahead and use it.
And roll damage.
Hit me with it, yeah.
Who makes money out of paper?
Nah, he's got some physical, like, silver coins.
Yeah,
Oh,
It'd still be coins
yeah.
and
Oh, I
it's-
know what.
It's proper Confederate silver, sir.
Oh. Can I math? Perfect. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you send the shot and you catch him. This one was a called shot because you used your gambit on it, tossing some coin up to the crowd. It hits his other hand as both of his hands have now been properly pulped by accurate 303 fire. Let me get rid of his melee attack option, as he can't do that anymore. What else you got, Leroy? Or you're gonna hang towards the back? still?
Just more insults. Talking
Yeah.
about his mother's heritage, shit like that.
Gotcha. Torin, you are up. You are witnessing quite a bit of firepower impact this guy. In a matter of about 6 seconds, you see a cannon blast impact against him. 3 accurate shots hit him and blow off both his hands. Another one impact him in the side. Spear stab through him for a moment. What
Alright.
would you like to do?
Torn doesn't really like seeing this. It's kinda. This is very unfortunate to watch. He's gonna take one step forward. Rifle shouldered, but kind of held down a little bit, and he's gonna try to talk to him again. He's just like,
Please, stop this. Stop, just stop.
It is currently trying to clasp what's left of its 2 hands together as it is bleeding out. It's got multiple wounds on it now. The spear is still sticking out of the left side of its torso. as it kind of tries to snap down at the spear to try to pull it out, but can't quite reach it. Looks over towards you, and give me a perception roll.
An 8.
You kind of get the notion there is nothing but just full intent and anger in that gaze. Like, it's practically irrational at this point, is what you think you could see.
I'm sorry. Called shot on the head.
Gotcha.
With the fairy fire advantage,
Yep.
he's gonna dump the rest of the mag.
Alright, that'll be your next 2 attacks at
Yeah.
advantage. You'll put the last 8 rounds into them.
Oh.
The first one will miss as you try to stitch it upwards. You see the 4 tracers go past its head, but you quickly make a correction and yank it back down as the last 4 rounds of the mag all land center of the head. Ooh, okay, let me, let's see.
35.
35. Alright.
Jesus.
Let's see if I did math correct. I did the math correct, I believe. As the last 4 rounds of this sustained burst from the bar rip through 2 of the horns on the right side, including part of the face, as well as a good bit of the jaw that was already eviscerated by 303 earlier, just gets ripped up by 30-06 auto fire. It yells out, it kind of belches and coughs on itself, acid and blood kind of mixing and starting to pull out of its jaw now that it's losing the kind of mandible control that allows it to control when acid is pouring out or not. It is now just a steady pour of acid kind of dripping and running out. It's not doing super hot.
Would attempting to back away provoke an attack of opportunity? I
It
assume
would, because you are within its attack range. However, it can't do a melee attack, so take that as you will.
I'll step onto a Roomba Claymore.
I'm thinking Torrance just gonna kind of lower the gun and just stand there looking disturbed and upset.
Gotcha.
He's not gonna move.
Alrighty.
Turn over.
We now get to Durgan's turn. Angrily trying to grasp his face with his lack of hands, kind of reels his head, reels up on both of his hind legs, throws his wings out in full, and gives a quick little kind of bounce upwards. And he makes it about 8 to 10 feet up off the ground and just flicks his wings forward at you guys. Let me get a idea of the area that this is gonna be.
Everybody except Leroy.
Probably.
So let's see, that is... Oh, nope, we don't want that. So if that is 25, that will hit all of you. Let's do this. Alright, 25 by... Does 40 reach that far out? It does not. Yeah, it will hit everybody within this approximate square. I need everyone to make me... let me double check my rules on this. Let's see. Ooh. I'm looking at the owlbear stats. I'm stupid. There we go. Okay. Everyone make me a dex save, except for Leroy, who is still sitting in the back, being casual.
Nice.
Oh, left number.
Ooh, okay. A 20, an 8, a 12, a 10. Alright. I believe we just need Wilhelm and your cannon's dex save.
Can a stationary target make a dex save?
Technically, yes.
I'm just curious how that works.
His little item kind of works as like an entity and has to make some of the same saves.
Technically, it's not stationary.
True. Actually,
Does
yeah,
kind of
it is
up
mobile.
and down when it's sitting there, or does it just sit static when it's not moving?
Just kind of sits static. It kind of does the stick bug wobble, I imagine. Wilhelm, having been partially melted already and not wanting your uniform ruined more, you turn and tuck in place and kind of pull your heavy trench jacket over you to try to block the majority of it. Nikos, you throw your shield up. It kind of bounces and rolls off the shield. You're able to 300 Spartan style hide from the arrows underneath it. Everyone else, though, this is a pass or fail kind of check. There is no half damage with this one. If you pass, you two aren't going to take any damage. The remaining 4 of you, though, will take the full damage. The 4 of you take 23 acid damage as just sprays and drops of this massive wing flap as all the acid on it sprays out and lands over. Everything's smoking, starting to sizzle. Your gear's starting to kind of sizzle. Your skin's starting to burn. You guys do not look great as this acid kind of hits you and lingers for a little bit. All of you who failed, you will have disadvantage on your next action.
Torin failed because he shielded his gun.
Yeah, you shield your gun so your backside's just getting fucking peppered with acid. Yeah, all of you will have a disadvantage on your next action except for the 2 of you that passed. He will then step forward and instead of attacking is simply going to lumber forward and allow his passive trait, anything within his area or proximity, needs to make a dex save.
Oh, with disadvantage. Nice. Oh, that's a 13.
You will only take half damage. However, at the start of your next turn, you will need to make another dex save, and as long as you are within that area, you will have to continue making that save to see if you can negate the acid. However, this first one, as he approaches and walks over you, the acid running down his snout and out of his jaw, off his shoulders, you will take
0 damage.
Nope, you do not pass. Not with the 13.
Oh, wait.
You'll take 11 acid damage. You had to pass a 16.
Oh, you said I was only taking half. Okay, that was weird.
No, if you pass, you will only take half.
Oh, I see. Okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he walks over you, and you take 11 more acid damage as a large glob of the acid from his jaw drops down onto you and starts melting kind of through your shoulder. At the start of your next turn, you'll have to roll another dex save as long as you remain within that space. Peter!
Now would be a great time to shoot it.
I'm
I
doing the
think
best
we
I can.
have more urgent problems. Upcast this, and I believe up to I guess everyone except Nikos, because he's the only one who hasn't been hurt yet. Cheeky bastard. I'm gonna upcast Prayer of Healing.
Ooh, alright.
Make the sign of the cross, and everyone except Nikos gets 12 HP.
Yo!
Oh, thank you.
Except Nikos.
Oh, plus 3, I guess.
Nikos said
Yeah.
15 healing.
I don't need it.
Damn you. Yeah, everyone gets 15 health as Peter does party cleric duty and heals all of you with a nice blessed church-like magic. Now, if I recall, the cannon piece can only be fixed with mending, or does it also get
Yeah, it's
fixed
just
by
mending.
healing? Only mending?
No,
Okay.
no, it's just kidding.
I wanted to double check that.
What a disconcerting feeling.
Yeah, your active acid wound kind of heals and like forces some of the acid out of the like pocketed pool in your shoulder. It's a very odd feeling.
Because apparently I get an additional 2 plus the spell's level of healing on myself.
Yep. Feedback healing.
Nice.
It's to encourage you to do more healing.
I don't think I needed that, but thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough of us to heal, so he's always healing NPCs.
You guys are never getting hit. Well, Some of you are
Oh.
never getting hit. I would need to change that.
And on that, I'm going to use my bonus action to take a shot at it.
Gotcha. Raise your Thompson up and do a nice little.
Winchester.
Oh, you got your Winchester out. All right.
And do I get advantage on this again? Because
You'll have
my
advantage because
action...
Fairy Fire is still active on him.
All right.
Wilhelm didn't take damage, so he didn't have to make the con save to maintain that spell.
13.
That will not hit. That will be under his AC, as the round will literally ricochet off his shoulder, being a near grazing miss.
Hey, Peter, you didn't miss. It was a lie. Your eyes are just. Drop me a luck point.
You're gonna drop a luck point? Alright, re-roll it. Beta, the dragon's here.
Strange.
Worse.
Gun did not fire.
Oh,
You pull the trigger, and as the hammer goes down, it kind of hits with a half impact, and for some reason, it almost kind of very subtly vibrates and works almost like a double action as it rolls back and then hits the pin again, sending the round. However, unfortunately, the round does sail completely past the
squib!
dragon and hits the stage behind it. Somehow the squib round
Thanks, Russian ammunition.
made the hammer cock back on its own and send the same round.
Well, if you were
again.
using proper American ammunition, this wouldn't be a problem.
This is Babushka's spicy hot backloads. Fucking don't judge me.
They're called what now?
What was the company that not Remington that made Mosins?
What, American
no,
Eagle?
no, in the U.S.
A U.S. company made Mosins? I'm sorry. What?
Two U.S. companies.
Yes,
made
they
Mosins.
made a lot of them actually.
Ew. I
Yeah.
don't know how I feel about that.
Money, that's how.
One of them was Remington and what is it, Eddystone?
Maybe. Why do you bring this up?
I was gonna make a snapback, but I can't remember enough. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say, what do you mean American ammo? I bought this from Remington.
Well, it was clearly a Russian that made it.
Damn. What else you got, Peter? I realize your action and
That's it.
bonus action, no movement.
No movement.
Alright,
I'm
Nikos.
exactly where I want to be.
all
We
right.
need a hero. Torn needs a hero right now.
Yeah, I know. Bonus action to bring the spear back.
Leroy, you are breathing upon your mic, good sir. Alright, you rip the spear out of him as you recall it back to your hand.
Then. Oh, I do still have. All right. I'm on Misty Step,
Ah,
right
okay.
up on the dragon.
Bonus action Misty Step. I need you to make a deck save as you manifest next to Torn underneath its initial reach.
Alright, why are you here?
Give you a hand.
It's radiosity.
As he says that, he doesn't quite remember to put his shield above him as you take 10 acid damage as acid drips from its head onto you and kind of starts melting through your shoulder armor.
That's fine.
Everything's
It's
fine.
all
Al.
fine.
How are you?
And since I have advantage,
Stab, stab, stab. Yeah, that'll
stabby
hit.
stabby time. 1, 2.
That'll also hit. For 7 more. I think I can do math. Yes, I can. Alright. You stab him twice quickly in the chest, acid dropping down every time you make a contact with him, but you're ripping through the somewhat thinner dragon scales on his chest and stomach.
Alrighty.
What else you got, Nikos?
I have my action surge.
Ooh. Doesn't that require a bonus action to use? Or is that a free use?
hold
I
on.
do not recall.
No. It doesn't say it needs
It
bonus
is a latent
action.
ability, you were right. Alright,
Yeah.
yeah, action
You're probably
surge.
thinking of the second
Okay,
wind.
I'm thinking of second
I
wind.
think.
You're right. Yeah, alright. Nikos's chiseled fucking frame and shoulders kind of bolster as he gets to
Oh, Lord.
repeat Yeah, that hits. Damn, okay.
Good lord.
And that one also hits.
Me having advantage is a very dangerous thing.
Just
Just 4, like, perfect form hoplite thrusts into this guy, just stabbing him 4 times in the chest and stomach.
Just
This is why I don't use luck on him. You don't need it. He's a god.
We have hit a certain
Nope.
threshold.
Do not call me that.
We have hit a certain threshold in the fight.
Uh-oh.
Let's shift up the beat a little bit. Nico stabs into this dragon as it looks kind of shooketh. Yeah, good shit. What else you got, Nikos, or is that your turn?
What? Yep, that's all.
Alright, Hachu, you are up. What you got, Hachu?
So, anyways, I started blasting, right?
Hey, I already used that line.
I'll use it again.
Both of them saying it at the same time.
I'm a gentleman. You're a hick from Louisiana. I get first dibs.
Hey, I got a suit.
It don't fit. It's only covering the first third of your body.
Well, they could make that part.
I'm trying to melt in peace over here.
I'd rather you not, personally.
Kill it.
Same.
Working on it.
A little bit of acid's fine for the complexion, right?
You know,
Only
he's
fine.
He's the right color for a proper grilled cheese cobalt sandwich.
Nico says as he looks over at Torin, who has lost most of the upper half of his clothing and is currently like raw red across most of the top of whatever surface is available.
Ever had melted cobalt before? I haven't. It must be interesting.
I forget, but can you cast a bonus action first, or
You can.
I can?
Yep, we made the
Okay.
ruling. Homebrew rules here for anybody watching who is a books lawyer. I like the idea that you can cast with an action and a bonus action in the same turn, seeing as most of your bonus action spells are a lot quicker to use. However, the implication is if there are both attack or damage spells and the players can do that, the enemy is also able to do the same.
Alrighty,
Spirit
well,
Shroud, okay.
that is a bonus, as a bonus action.
Gotcha. Spirits of the dead, which fit around you as spell's duration and are intangible and invulnerable. Deal spells, any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature within 10 feet. This damage is radiant, necrotic, or cold. Okay. Can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. He can't heal if he takes a hit with this. Gotcha.
Immediately forget how to move my character.
You drag the token with the mouse and the
Yep,
cursor.
I got it. I had
Oh.
this. I couldn't figure out where I couldn't find the actual. So, where's this square technically?
He's 4x4.
You are technically within his square right now.
No, he's 6x6.
Let me
This is him.
let me show you the square that he is. This square, basically, that is his area of. You
Okay,
are
so I can
like,
hit him.
under him. You will be able to hit him, but you're technically under him at that point.
You're gonna get dripped on by acid from there.
It's
Yeah.
another bottom.
I guess I can do.
So being right there, you will not be getting actively rained upon by acid. Yep. But
Okay,
you are
well,
within 5 feet at that point.
Okay, I'll do that, and then I'll hit him with all of the. Oh yeah,
Toll
but
the
I can't.
dead.
Yes. Give me that wisdom saving.
He kind of looks at you, snarls. I'm trying to think what he would refer to a Yanti as.
Half breed.
Torn, you'll be the only one that understands it since you're the only one that can speak Draconic. but he seems to look at Hachu and snarl something with his mangled, fucked up jaw, something to the extent of accursed death worlder. As he kind of spittles, acid drops out, you cast your spell, and as it starts to reach forward, it fizzles in place as he hits it with a counter spell.
He doesn't like you, got you.
Nobody around here seems to.
I don't think he likes any of us, to be honest.
So unfortunately, the Toll of Dead spell does fizzle out in your hand. However, you do still have Spirit Shroud active on you. Unless, of course, you should fail a con save. What else you got? Hachu?
I'll just... I will be a secondary.
What's up?
Move it all.
Let me roll. I'll roll the... Oh, wait. I can't do that. That's an offhand. That's...
That'd be an offhand. You already used your bonus
Whoops.
action, but you do still
Yeah.
have Spirit Shroud active, so next turn
Hang on.
will
I can
still
so
apply.
ignore this. I did this out of... Ignore that.
Oh. That's fine. I believe that is your action, bonus action, half your movement.
There
Would
we
you
go.
like to do anything else?
There's the, There's the damage for the 1d8 for that, Spirit Shroud. For being a move within 10 feet of the square.
So it deals extra damage when you hit the creature.
Oh, extra! Sorry. Okay, never mind. I misread
So
it.
unfortunately,
Alright.
it didn't hit as the spell get intercepted. Oh, good.
Okay, well, I'll just scoot back then.
You
Yeah,
will
towards,
take a attack of opportunity as you back away. Is that okay?
I'd rather not risk it. I'm already gonna take enough damage as it is.
Gotcha.
Okay, I gotta answer a phone call real quick, so that's all for my turn.
Gotcha. Wilhelm.
Okay, so, so I started shooting.
Gotcha.
God damn it. Everybody's
All three. I'm
Everybody
gonna
wants
put
to
all
go.
three of you in the Danny DeVito pose. So I started blasting.
That probably does not hit.
You fire a burst as it grazes and bounces off. The little 9mm rounds just barely not thick enough to penetrate through where they hit. If you want
Okay.
a minus 1 6-round burst from that.
Yep, I already did that. But I can do that one. That hits.
Force Ballista, that hits. Yeah, you catch them right in the chest up above their heads. All right. Hey,
Wow.
let me,
Worst damage ever.
let's see, that is 1... Eh. And it will also knock him back 5 feet. Boof. What else you got?
Oh, that's pretty much everything.
That is it?
I
Alright.
guess. Well, that's fine. I guess we'll look. This guy will move up a little bit, and then I'll move up a little bit. We're like moving up tactically from. both
Everyone's just kind of
sides.
slowly advancing on this guy, dumping ammo into him. Alright, top of the turn order, Leroy. Still from your sitting Charlie horse position. What do?
I mean, at this point, I'm fishing out a cigar.
You're a little distant there, bud.
So he's fishing out a cigar.
So I'm fishing out a cigar. I've got my leg propped up. I've got the gun angled so I can just, fire it from a rather fucking lazy position.
casual
Yeah, my
fuck.
cigar in my teeth, just casually fucking lighting that thing, and it's like just another day at the range, my boys. Targets down range. Other critters taking flack for me. Yes, sir. This is the life. God. I'm going for an eye shot here. I've already fucked with his nose, and now
Called shot in the eye?
and his
Alright.
tree. Yeah,
Send it.
now I'm going for an eye shot. You still have advantage, right?
You do still have advantage. Whew, yeah, that'll hit. Alright, let me subtract the Yeah, one of the rounds cracks out from behind you guys, passing over, catching him as his left eye and one of the left scales on his head just burst out to the side. He is now half blind.
It's like shooting swamp rats back home, boys. I'm gonna go for the fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna keep methodically whittling down his senses. So next eye.
Right, called shot in the other eye. You try to aim for the other eye, his head admittedly twirling and twisting as the round passes clean over and misses.
I'm gonna use my next luck.
Alright.
That'll be my last.
Spend your last luck point as the hammer draws back, kind of vibrating rapidly in place before setting off again. Make the attack again. 19.
Oh, he'll had a striker.
Or striker. Damn, yeah, 19 will hit. Fuck. Alright, let me give him blind.
Can't
Let
see,
me-
can't smell.
Let me subtract the
His
17.
mouth is throbbing. He's missing his hands.
God, this poor
This
bastard.
guy is getting absolutely chipped away by the party. Holy shit.
I know you can still hear me, you overgrown alligator. If you don't surrender now, the next ones are going for your little ear slits. If you don't think I can hit those, just check the rest how the rest of your body's doing. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Fuck. Alright, he is blind, so let me,
Using that intimidation with the for bonus action or whatever. If that works.
bonus action intimidation. How exactly you want to intimidate him?
I mean, I just literally told him to fucking chill the fuck out, or I'm taking out his ears next, and he can be, he can be blind and, he can be senseless.
Roll me
essentially.
intimidation.
Nope, that's wrong one.
Not with advantage on this one.
Nope. There we go.
Let me roll a save on his part. Stalwart and true, nat 20. He is absolutely enraged and grunts and shakes his head no as his kind of mangled face now is just detesting everything that you're throwing at him.
I'm just gonna puff on my cigar and let out a long, slow exhale and be like, "Alright, I warned him. I'm gonna cook his tail."
Torin, you are up.
Dexterity save.
Yep. Start of your turn. Give me that dex save.
Okay. Ooh.
Hey, alright, you will take half damage, but because you
No
passed, you take no damage. You managed to narrowly avoid and escape the thrashing acid that is dropping down around you. Fucking
Roll it for me anyways. I just want to see what I might have taken. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's not terrible. It would have been 5 acid damage. But yeah, you're able to kind of slink and chameleon around it, and fucking acid landed around you. It does not make contact.
So I say, spinning on his feet, ready to stagger backwards, one arm like over his head, desperation, fucking sizzling. Just gonna whip out the Mazzer and
Ooh, alright.
gonna hit that little switch on the side of it.
The giggle switch.
Gonna flip the giggle switch and dump the 9 rounds left in the magazine up into it, just in it, into it.
Make me the attack.
With advantage because of the fairy
Yep,
fire. Wilhelm, you're a
advantage.
god. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll me the mag damage from it.
18d4.
Yeah.
I need to remember how to r/.
Or /R 18d4.
What? R, this isn't Reddit.
/r 18
D4.
d4, no spaces. Yeah.
Yep, no spaces. I don't think there's spaces.
/R space 18d4.
Ah.
37.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
Torn dodges this, raises the Mauser up, flicks the giggle switch on it, and like some guy raiding the trenches with this fucking thing, just fucking lets off a
Not-
full 9 rounds up into him.
for style points, I say not that. He's literally like staggering backwards, going from like belly up neck, just fucking.
You do not roll a single 3.
That's interesting. Wow.
Alright, let
And,
me move it to the next stage.
And he's going to attempt to disengage.
Alright. How are you gonna
Sure.
do that? Simply just
Um,
leaving the space, or?
I say for style points, quite literally, like panic staggering backwards until he hits the steps and fucking rolls and gets up and keeps like crawl, running, whatever.
You will take 1 disadvantage attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
Alrighty. Let me roll with disadvantage here. I can't get too much lower than that. I stand corrected. Yeah, 7 doesn't hit you as the head and the mangled jaw tries to snap at you but misses by a clear 3 feet as you just stagger backwards and find yourself kind of teetering and tripping backwards up the steps.
Yeah. What's my movement?
40,
Take
isn't it?
some off of that.
That is... You could probably get rid of the square now. That is 5, 10, that is 15 feet so far.
Yeah, I'd say it makes it to about there.
Alright.
Stopping to like pant and kneel and like panic. Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha.
Sizzle.
And sizzle a little bit, some like smoke trails rising off you. Is that
And
your
that's
turn?
turn. That's
Alright.
turn.
We now get to the dragon, angry, yelling, blinded, not sitting super great. Is going to raise up. Nikos, you will need to make a dex save, unless, let me see here. No,
Doing the Lego Star Wars double jump and slam on the ground.
Nikos, you're gonna be immune
Yeah.
to this because you're within the range of his head and mouth. I'm gonna use the second legendary action because you guys are putting him in a desperation spot. The 4 of you, including the cannon, as this will reach out 60 feet from his location. Let me draw a line. Let's see, 60 feet. So yep, just barely to Peter. The 4 of you plus the cannon, I need a dex save.
Oh, this is an important deck save. Come on.
Oh, whoops. Can we take the 20?
You're rolling with advantage, sir.
Can we take the 20 because it's the left one, and we decided to always take the left one?
Yes, just make sure you're better with the toggles, but we'll give you the nat 20.
Uh,
Turd.
That's gonna be my only one for the next 3 sessions.
You
Torn
said
will
I don't need to do it,
Peter.
right?
Yep, you don't
rolled
need to.
two.
And
Okay.
Hachu will need to. Oh,
Oh,
Torn.
right. Then a phone
8.
call, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He is making
Yeah,
a
he's
phone
still on
call.
his phone call. Where is he? Is he standing on the turret?
No. Hachu is on the edge of the little raised platform.
You not see him?
I think the turret's on him. But
No, he's 5.
no, I
10
can't see
feet
it.
to the right of it. Give it a refresh. It might have not
Oh.
updated for you.
Evidently.
Ooh, that's a 10. Okay.
Because when I was mousing over him on the initiative counter, the turret was lighting up.
As you guys
there he is.
feel like you are
Okay.
starting to win, starting to gain the upper hand. Peter, you only take half damage. However, all of you will take the full damage of this. However, first, let me create the square area. Let it linger.
That was Westinghouse, by the way.
Ooh, did you win the lottery?
No,
who
for
made,
Matt's.
Mosins.
Oh, nice.
Westinghouse and Remington made Mosins during World War One.
Gotcha. So, all of you that failed, this legendary action will actually cause him some harm. Allow me to take 20 health away from him, especially with the mangled maw and jaw and
Which
ripped
health
up
does he
face and
frickin' got?
blinded. He, kind of hurts himself to fully unhinge his jaw and just open up and lets out a torrent, just belching forth majority of the acid that he keeps within that kind of palate in his throat. Yeah, you'll take half. Rest of you will take full damage, except for you, Leroy.
Yeah, because I'm smart. I know how to keep my distance. I just sacrifice the pawns, kobolds.
Well, he will lose his ability to spray acid for the next 10 minutes. He belches out the majority of his gullet of acid. As Peter, you will take 22 acid damage. The rest of you will take 45 acid damage. The area.
Well, the funny thing about that.
The area currently marked by the square will be covered in acid, meaning it will bring half movement. And as long as you are standing in it, you will take an additional d6 at the start of your turn.
I am at negative 13.
Ooh. Torin is then down.
That took all my health.
Hachu is down as well then.
Do I mark the negative 13 or do I just mark the 0?
Put it at 0. Or keep it at negative 13 for right now. You shouldn't be taking... I don't know, you might take enough damage that it might put you negative your total health, which would be a instant death. Let's hope not. Wilhelm, how are you standing?
As Elton John says, I'm still standing.
Better than he ever did.
Better than I ever did.
Little bit of background chatter
I'm
there,
out.
Hachu.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good.
Blame the economy.
Oh boy. No, that's not the one I want. Where's the one I want? Where is... Let's see, is this the one? I put them in order for a reason. No, that's not the one. There we go. It looks like it comes down to the Paladin Artificer and the Fighter who's narrowly able to avoid this. You see him belch out the acid. Torn goes down. Hachu flops over to the side. Acid coats the area. The two of them, like, your uniforms and clothes in tatters. Your gear kind of soppy and molding a bit. As long as those two remain laying in that acid, they will take a d6 at the start of their turns. And as long as you two that are still standing alive, actively in it, you will also be taking a d6. That will be the end of his turn, as Peter, you are up. Oh, con save from you, Wilhelm. We gotta see if you can maintain concentration on that fairy fire. No,
11.
the fairy fire will fall.
Why
As
would it
he
fall? Oh.
con save,
right,
you took
'cause I had to
damage.
roll yeah, I had to roll what, a 22?
To
Was it
pass,
half?
it needed to be a... What is your spell save DC?
16.
Yeah.
No,
Unfortunately,
for concentration,
or for
it's
con,
10
it's
or
plus or minus. It's above or below 10, isn't it?
it's that's basic. But I think the other thing is it depends on how much damage you take. So since from that 45 damage, it would be, I believe, half of that. But let me double check that.
You'd have to
It's
beat
either
half
10
of
or
that.
half the amount. It's either half the damage you take or 10. Regardless if it's half of it. Yeah, let me check concentration checks for 5e.
I do not fully recall offhand.
Yep, I'm
Oh,
just, I'm gonna just go check.
Well, he's looking that up. Do they have to be revivified, or do they just have to get healing to hit them to get them up?
You can heal them at the moment, which will stabilize them and negate their need for death saves. However, remaining in the acid that is still laying there will put them back into a death save state, as they will take damage once again. So simply healing them will not resurrect them. They will be out unless you fully re-alive them.
Okay. Most common way to have your concentration broken is via taking damage. When you take damage, you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw for each source of damage. The DC of this saving throw is either half the damage taken or 10, whoever is higher. So they would be 22. So I do. Fairy Fire does
Okay.
drop.
So Fairy Fire will drop then. I will remember that and put that on my quick notes here. Yeah, Fairy Fire drops as the acid sprays out, and Hachu and Torin both drop to the ground as the acid wall just overtakes them. Bader, what do?
Shot in the back while running away.
Yeah. Well, staggering backwards, rather. It is also the start of your turn, Peter. I need you to make that dex save. To see if you take the additional d6 of acid damage while you were standing in it.
Yes.
Alright, you will take another d6 acid damage as your boots... 5 more acid damage as your feet start to sink and melt into it a bit. I believe the green line is no longer applicable.
What, this? Oh, the...
It's all
yeah.
acid. Oops,
It's all acid now.
If I grab Torin, is that a bonus action or an action?
We'll consider that an item interaction.
Alright, I'm gonna run up to Torin and see if I can grab him, and then everything else that happens is gonna be predicated on that.
Yeah, you're able to run over, you're able to scoop them up out of the acid, you're already dripping and melting in it actively, everything's kind of dissolving and fizzling as you pick them up. How are you gonna carry them as you continue your movement?
However he's laying, whatever is the easiest way to grab him. Just pick him up, like, throw him over my shoulder, or under my arm, or just drag him by the tail if that's the easiest way to grab him.
Just slump him over your shoulder, stomach over your shoulder, kind of arm over the top of his back and his tail, and you just got him on your shoulder now, out of the acid for the most part.
That was
25 or 20?
Nothing personal, Hachu. You just can't be carried.
Yeah, it'd be kind of
Also,
harder to drag
you're
him out.
basically out of my range. I actually have quite a bit of extra movement if I dash, don't I? Because I have 80 feet of movement.
You have that dash feature.
Holy shit.
The old man
Yeah.
can run when he chooses to run.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Thorin and I'm gonna drag him out over here.
Gotcha.
And before I put him down, I'm gonna use my bonus action to stabilize him with, actually, I'm gonna stabilize him with Spare the Dying instead of using any heal, because that is a bonus action and doesn't use up any of my healing points for the people who are currently still alive.
All right, Torin.
Sorry, Hachi, but you're over there.
Well, you are covered in some acid. You will no longer need to make death saves upon your turn. However, you are at 0 HP as the magic kind of wraps around you. He makes the sign, and you're kind of stable.
For the flavor, I'm gonna press my cross against his forehead, and that's gonna stabilize him.
Gotcha. What else you got, Peter?
That is it. That is all of my actions.
All right.
Holy shit.
Nikos, deck save as you start your turn underneath the immediate vicinity of the dragon.
Nice.
Ooh, okay, you will only take half. Let me double check and make sure I am going to roll the correct amount of acid. Yep. You take 7 acid damage as it drops down, some of it running over your shield and onto your knees and thighs as you're trying to, like, kind of umbrella block it. Your shield, you can feel it starting to grow a little bit brittle at some points. Some of the dents and impact marks in it kind of pooling the acid a little.
Okay, 7's not bad.
What would you like to do, Nikos?
I am going to try and get Hachu out of there.
How are you going
Good
to
luck.
do that, sir?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna pick him up, like, the, like, top part of him and kind of just let the rest of him kind of drag.
So,
Keeping,
to
you
get
know,
within
the like
5 feet of his position, you will be... Actually, no. You're going to be on the edge of his square, so you won't take an attack of opportunity. Never mind. Forget what I said. You do need to
Let's
make a
go.
dex save as you enter the acid pool.
That's fine.
12. Alright, you will take another d6 of acid as you go stomping into the pool, taking 5 acid damage. However, you're able to get up towards Nikos, his 18, 19 foot long, wacky inflatable
Hachus.
2-man body. How are you doing this? How are you gonna... What would you like to do? How are you addressing this?
Well, I'm gonna pick up the top half of him, like, over my shoulder. And
Alright.
while there's not much I can do about, you know, the rest of him, so that's gonna have to sadly just kind of get dragged along. But I'm keeping the more important bits out of the acid.
Gotcha. Which way are you dragging him?
Off this way, and I believe
That is 15, so you'll have...
15 there.
Alright. If you go that full 15 out, you will be taking 1 attack of opportunity. Are you okay with that?
That's fine. I'll try and angle it so I'm taking in. He's not getting, like, hit at all from it.
Gotcha. Let me roll the attack. Fuck. I feel like every time this happens, I need to take a picture of it so I don't feel too bad about it. That's a nat 20, my friend.
It's fine.
So,
I mean, it's fine.
the bite attack...
I'm the tank here. I'm doing my job.
So the bite attack, I'm going to be doubling these stats so you don't feel like it's, like, overwhelming. The bite damage, despite some of the teeth missing, is 14 piercing, and the acid dropping out of his maw is also going to be doubled. 19 acid damage as the dragon blindly flails, reaches towards you, and will just clamp down into your side and kind of rip away at you. You'll take 14 piercing and 19 acid damage as
So,
his mouth
33?
rips out. 33 damage.
Whew. Okay.
Is that fine?
Oh.
There is a good amount of your material turning to kind of acidic mush and dropping out of his mangled maw as he kind of
9.
yells out. Whew. What else you got, Nikos?
Well, so that was my item interaction, right? So I still have a bonus action.
You still have your bonus action. That would have been your
I'm on second
action
win.
wrangling. Alright, second win. Give it to me. What is the recovery that you take?
1d10 plus whatever my fighter level is.
You are level 7.
Ooh,
8, level
2.
8. You take 10 health back as you flex your partially melted muscle. You tighten your
Better than
somewhat
nothing.
missing core.
Better than nothing. Huh. Alright, that was bonus. Yeah, alright.
Hachu, you are no longer melting. However, you will need to make a death saving throw for me.
Okay, I just pressed the.
Yep.
Yep.
death
Sorry, I
save
can't
thing, right?
stabilize you.
Yeah, you just press the little death save button.
Not
Ooh,
great.
Mark 1 failure. Hachu is not doing
Oh
super
boy.
great. Wilhelm, we get to you. Dex save, good sir, as you start your turn inside the acid pool.
Where'd the cannon go? Did it die?
It melted away.
Yeah, it melted.
He's gone.
Holy shit!
It did 45 damage. Its max health is 40 damage. Or
Oh
40 health.
my god.
So even if it didn't get hit before, there was no saving it. There it is.
You rolled that 20. I would have been one shot too.
Ooh, all right.
Oh,
You'll only take half. No, it's a nat 20. You'll take a quarter. You'll take 2 acid damage as your reinforced Prussian superior boots resist a bit of the acid a little bit better. You got thicker,
motherfucker! It should
thicker
be
souls.
1 damage. One
What?
quarter of 5 is 1.25.
Fine.
should be
1 point of
1
acid damage.
Uh-oh. It looks like there has been a chemical spill again. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Good thing I acid treated my booties.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
1
see
acid
this.
damage as you start turning the acid pool. What are you doing, Wilhelm? Your helmet's kind of sagging a bit. Your goggles are threatening to snap at one point from the acid melting the leather.
Nah, we're
You're-
fine.
you're
we're
kinda
fine. Everything's
haggard.
fine.
Everything's fine. Nothing bad happened.
So, yep, can definitely do that. So, first thing I'm going to do is GTFO of acid.
Gotcha.
Um,
Go running your way,
good.
splashing through the acid. Which way are you running? Where are you running to?
Probably the closest exit, which is straight down.
Alrighty.
There's gonna be a square here, but it's more of so I can. Oh, I can literally go anywhere.
See, actually, the closest
Just
exit is
literally-
right into the dragon.
Like, they're all the same.
The safest place is
all the
underneath.
same distance.
You have 30 movement, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm just looking. It's all the same to get out of this, which makes sense. It's cute.
You're nearly in the middle of
so
it, so.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go. Fucking right. Yeah, right down there. To there.
There we go. Alright, 30 feet. You make
Um,
your way outside the acid pool, come to a stop. You're kind of dripping and sizzling a bit.
But he's definitely within range, and there are no allies within range of him, like within his threatened area.
Correct.
So, fuck it, we're doing it. So start
For
with.
the thing to Tartarus!
Give me a Constitution save.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Fucking AP shatter. That is a whopping 14.
That is a failure, so it takes the full 11 damage.
Gotcha.
And I believe it's not made of inorganic material.
It is not.
Okay. So, next thing we'll do is I'll take my offhand shot at it. Where is my MP? Make sure I don't have advantage. No, I did turn it back to normal.
Raise
that
up
is
your
not a
magical
hit.
gun, you fire a burst, and it kind of grazes and misses. You're a little bit, admittedly, your lenses are a little bit blurred.
Yeah.
Board.
And so that was 25. I'm just gonna move 5 feet kind of closer in a way. If that's not the button I want to do. I'm gonna move like right there, 5 feet closer.
Gotcha.
Ish. It's not really closer. It's parallel.
Top of the turn order, Leroy. You just saw the party get fucking gobsmacked by this blinded dragon that is now flailing and attempting to use kind of just assuming sense as to where things really are. It is now kind of in a panic as it realizes everything has gotten away from it. It doesn't know how many it's killed, but it is very enraged and angry. What are you doing, Leroy?
Oh, still being lazy. Still kicked my feet up. Totally unruffled by everything going on around me. I'm in a place of zen. I wish my leg was like, 100%. Clearly it's not. But,
The most debilitating feature for the party right now, the Charlie horse.
The Charlie horse. I can't just get up in its face and wave my cane and lecture it. Make it, be an obedient little dog. But, Yeah, you know, I gave it fair warning. It wanted to ignore me, so I know the ears are pretty damn difficult to hit, but they're not real proper ears. They're like little holes.
They're kind
that
of like
exist
the
behind the eye.
slight indented cavities, kind of like Torn has in the side of his head, or like other lizards might have, or like Hachu has.
Yep. So and ears are sensitive too. They can smell, they can hear real well, they can see real well. But if they don't have all three of those senses, they're fucked. Left side, waiting for the head to turn, and fire
Called
the
shot
range,
in the
fire
left
shot.
ear. Gotcha.
I know I'm supposed to be rolling with advantage, but because it's a called shot, does that even it out?
You don't actually have advantage on this one, as the fairy
Pop
fire is dissipated off of him, so it will be a
Yeah,
standard shot.
Doesn't that give him advantage?
A called shot? No, a called shot's not advantage.
No,
raises
because he's propped up, like he's basically prone right now, and supported.
Ah,
You shouldn't-
actually, you do make a good point. Yeah, you are properly supported and prop, so
Okay.
yeah, re-roll it, make it an advantage.
He hasn't moved this entire battle.
He hasn't moved at all. He's just been sitting
Nope.
there, like resting his
Just-
rifle on his like foot, propped up on his knee. Just
He
Yep, just
somehow made
smoking and hollering insults and cheering on Torin ish.
he
They're
somehow
all
made
getting melted.
all the Amazons for some reason has brought him like a chair and a table and a bottle of whiskey. And he's just
You
really
know?
sitting-
You
Some
know,
coffee.
you know that would be wonderful. Hey, ladies, I threw you some. Would you mind setting up with some comforts, some creature comforts here? I know this is all very entertaining for y'all, but it would just make a world of difference for me if y'all could just, you know, and maybe bring one or two of your beautiful selves over with a cup full of grapes. And,
they're
yeah.
largely ignoring you as you see your opportunity open up to take the shot to try to clip its left ear cavity. That will hit. Damn. Needed a 17
You
to
know-
make that shot.
I'm calmly watching the results downrange and kind of muttering over the cigar. You know, ladies, if you're all free later, you know, wouldn't mind some company. It's been a while. I'm usually setting up my boys here. I'm that kind of a magnanimous gentleman, but I mind some company to myself with beautiful ladies, and I've always appreciated a woman that knows how to handle herself and her implements of war. Rack another shot and go for the right ear.
Alright, called shot in the right ear. Send it. That'll hit. Give me damage. Fuck. Okay.
A deaf, dumb, blind dragon.
A deaf, dumb, blind dragon. Let me get rid of its. Let's see. Which one would be good for
Plays a mean
healing?
pinball.
Would be a good.
You know, you ornery, overgrown lizard. I warned you. You still wouldn't listen, and now you can't fucking listen. Dumb
I'm
animal.
gonna say you saying stuff to him after you just deafened him. It's kind of like a moot point.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm doing it anyway just because I can.
He is flailing. He is angry. He is
And
hurting.
the best part is, y'all can hear me hollering at it after I'm just deafened.
Yeah. What else you got, Leroy? Is you have officially, like, just put this guy at the most disadvantaged state possible.
This
What
town
do?
killer, that dragon.
So I've still got 13 rounds in the chamber. I'm just gonna start hammering at its chest and pulping it, and
With a offhand attack?
yeah, with an
Okay.
offhand attack, and just start doing some damage to the torso. Eventually, I'm gonna hit the heart, and it's just fucked. Ah,
That one will miss as it will sail high and pass over. His flailing just
That's-
a little too erratic to get a good accurate shot on him.
ladies can't win them all. Sometimes you hit the target. Sometimes you just swing right or left. It happens. We're not infallible. We're just men. Some a little luckier than others.
Torn does not have to make a death saving throw, however, is stabilized at 0 at the moment. So
Hey,
until
Torn, how
he
you
gets some
doing,
proper
buddy?
healing, he will not be up. However, yeah, he's kind of laying on the ground, not in a good state. Largely dissolved and burning, some smoke coming off him.
Hey, Vader,
Yeah,
he's
we're in
looking a little
Georgia, so
cooked.
it's really not a good state.
Yeah.
Vader, you
Dragon's
keep him
turn.
alive.
Using
You
a
keep him alive.
bit of feeling, kind of walking on his elbows and his hind legs. flailing his wings around kind of erratically. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's going to walk his way, taking his position on top of the acid-covered pillar, and is going to just actively kind of be flailing and wildly kind of swinging his wings and his tail in different directions at anything that might be trying to approach him. Having expelled his palate, he cannot make any acid attacks for another 2 turns. Let me double check his stats for anything else. Nope, that is all. Peter, we get to your turn.
All I need to do now is give Torin some HP, right?
And he will be back up.
First, for my item interaction, before waking him up, I'm going to roll him over. I'm going to put the Thompson in his hands.
All right.
Vaguely pointing towards the dragon. And then, again, I'm going to press my cross to him and say a quick prayer. And he's going to come to with 20 extra HP.
I'm assuming this is your lay on hands?
Yes.
All right. Peter, for the first time, presses his cross to you, and you feel an imbued magic kind of fill you, kind of a holy radiance, as you're able to gasp, some of your wounds kind of scabbing over rapidly, parts of you healing a bit back. Thankfully, no vital organs or appendages or eyeball or anything was damaged, as you're able to gasp now back with 20 HP back.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have words. He looks very stunned.
I'm going to point at the dragon and give a nice shot! Then, would it be a bonus action or what to try and inspire the Amazons to actually do something and stop staring slack-jawed?
Well, I haven't moved their tokens. Majority of them have left, except for the queen and some of the others who are kind of on guard, not sure exactly what to do or how to help. Largely observing you guys. They will unfortunately not be part of the fight as of yet.
Well, in that case, I think I'm going to run over to here. I can select my friggin' token. And you know what, I'll stand back here ever so slightly behind the target as if it'll give me cover.
The mannequin.
I don't know, it depends on how deeply the acid will penetrate when it eventually comes, and I'm gonna use my actual action to shout "Leech it!" and hopefully heal stabilize Hachu.
Is he within range for healing?
I have 120 feet, so yes.
Oh, yeah. All right, he is in range. How much healing do you put into him?
It is...
It is a spell.
Yeah. It's like the wrong one. Wait a sec.
So, -1 spell slot as Hachu. Thankfully, you will no longer need to make death saves. However, you are now at 0 HP. You are stable.
10 HP.
10 HP, alright. So whenever they are below 0, any healing brings them to 0. Once they are healed again, it then brings them above that 0. So he is stable just as Torin was at 0. He no longer needs to make death saves, but he is still out of the count for right now.
I really do like Torin just waking up to the sights of a Thompson.
Fucking 1,000-yard stare.
Right. Nikos.
Since you were just down, I don't know how you're gonna play DM, but I like to imagine rather than being dead, you were in like a stupor.
He was barely alive. He was actively dying until
He was a little bit dead.
Yeah, he was a little dead. He was making death saves to see if his heart was
Only
going to stop or
partly
not.
dead.
Only partly dead. See, he said to blithe.
Yeah.
That means to lie.
You know, the kind of dead where your ribcage is showing from the back a little.
Yeah, just a little. The kind of acid damage that, like, I shouldn't be able to see that part of the organ. Nikos, you're missing a bit of a chunk. Your armor's got a nice cookie bite out of it. You're kind of haggard. What do?
I'm a bit haggard, yeah.
You
I'm gonna move
up over
away from
there?
Hachu, so when I attack, Hachu won't, get the ire of the dragon too.
Gotcha.
I thought it was Eye of the Tiger.
I'm all Eldritch Blast. So I
Eldritch
start
Blast.
blasting.
Alright, you send 2 heavy water blasts towards him. Second one misses, but the first one will hit. Give me damage.
Oh, 2. Damn.
2 cold damage.
Alright.
It'll impact him. A little insult to injury.
Yeah.
What else you got, Nikos?
I think that is all for right now. I don't have anything
Alright.
else.
Hachu, you are stable. You do not need to make a death save. However, you are still down until you are able to be
Fair
healed.
enough.
But you're not actively dying. You're more like laying there laboriously breathing. Wilhelm! Standing on the
Wayne's
edge
World,
of the acid.
Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. Okay. He is in there. There's no views obstructing him, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Other than the
That's-
slight tinge of acid smoke that's rising up as everything that it's touching is slowly melting and dissolving at an atomic level. It's a very bad melted army man burning human hair kind of smell mix.
Okay, let's see.
If you've ever smelt burning hair, it's not a great smell.
Where is it? There it is. Okay, I have 1 left of those. Check the stats in here. That. And where is it? It is there. So underneath here, it should have what I need. The Flemmenbaum energy drink. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Pound a fucking Red Bull, charge into it with your saber.
It's just funny. I forgot about that.
What you got?
I'm looking for the German stick grenade.
You still have one of those?
I have exactly 1 left. Which I found comp B. There's that stuff. Grenade, heavy grenade. So I'm trying to remember. I think German stick grenade. It's got the stats of normal grenade, so it's 3d4, but its range.
It's a normal grenade, but for every 15 feet, it gets an additional 5 feet because of its shape. You're able to flick it further.
Gotcha. That's what I thought. Alright. So let me go back to the other thing that has my stats on it. Boom. And yep. Okay, let's see. That's there. So if I can.
Remember, he's pretty big.
Yeah, I know. But if I come up here.
15 feet from center. There you go.
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh, you, yeah.
Boom. Alright, it's in there.
Kind of stagger on over, a little heavy-footed, running over. I'm assuming unscrewing the cap on the back of the stick grenade.
Okay. Yes, I am. And when I hit that little dot right there, so that's gonna be the center point.
Gotcha. Yeah, he'll
so
be taking
that's
all
my
of that.
action. Gonna be throwing that.
Alright, you throw it. Let me make a dex save on his behalf at disadvantage because he has no fucking idea that it's landing underneath him. That's a fucking 10. He'll take the full damage of it. Give me that grenade
9
damage at 3d4. 9 damage. Alright.
So one second, maybe it's different, and I see in here that you do have it written up as like a heavy grenade is 44 with a 20-foot range.
Yep.
And I have it written down that this one is 44.
The German stick grenade is not 4d4. It should be regular damage. It just has the range advantage or range modifier to it because it can be flicked further.
Okay.
You might have had it mixed with the bundle grenade that you had back in Egypt. The
No, I never had a bundle grenade. I thought you sent me these directly, but I could be wrong. And regardless, I'll just re-roll damage specifically
All right.
and change it on my sheet. I'll just roll damage first. So it's 3.
3d4.
Hey, okay, that's still good.
Hey, that's not bad. All right,
Only
yeah.
1 damage left. Only 1 damage
One
less than I
damage
would have
less.
gotten. Okay, let me change it in here to be 3d4. Boom. Okay, that should be good. Cool. I updated that, and now we're gonna do. Oh, I gotta. There we go. And then fuck it. We're gonna keep going with this. Hopefully, I can actually. Hit.
Yeah,
That should
that'll
hit.
hit. Yeah, you put an offhand
Finally.
burst into him.
I know fucking Lee. 12. And let me minus another 6. There we go. Cool. There we go. That's my round.
All
There's
right.
any sneaking around it. It's funny because now that I'm looking at it, we're essentially just like circling this thing.
Pretty
Like
much.
it's a friggin'. We have it corralled and we're just circling it like it's friggin' words. Yeah, things, stuff. Yeah, that
All
happened.
right.
I don't know what's going on.
Let's
You
get
have fun.
the final action music going, as it is now down to double digits as we start the next round. Leroy, you're at
Did
the
you say
top of the turn order.
Down to double.
It is now down to double digits.
This thing had more than double digits.
Yeah.
Triple digit. Oh,
I mean, it's a
okay.
dragon. That's not too surprising.
Oh,
I
Dragon's
was.
still got its tongue, right?
It does have most of its tongue still, yes. It's kind of
Yo,
lapping around in its
overgrown.
mangled jaw.
You overgrown lizard, I know you probably can't hear me, but if you can, just if you can, there's a game we like to play called Marco Polo. I'm gonna yell Marco, and you're gonna go Polo, and you're gonna try and follow me, all right? So here's how it works. I yell Marco, you go Polo, and you try and figure out where I am, cause you know I've been annoying the fuck out of you all fucking night.
Roll
more
me
than 6 seconds,
perception
sir.
as you say this.
Do you
Yeah,
ever
I'm over here,
shut up?
motherfucker.
Leroy, you seem to forget the fact that he has no hearing capacity as you say this.
Marco,
Oh, he didn't forget.
Marco, motherfucker.
I think
Marco!
he-
And
I think
A
in
chamber
character,
around
Leroy
would start
genuinely forgot.
I start slamming rounds down range toward its chest as I'm
Gotcha.
yelling, Marco! Marco!
God. Alright, make me your attacks. I'm assuming 2 main attacks and an offhand?
Oh, 7. That's gonna get rolled.
Uh-oh. Alright. Wait, can you
Uh,
only do that once per long rest, or is that infinite use?
It does not say. It does not specify. Let me double check. Yeah, it does not specify whether it's once a long rest or.
It is a permanent thing then. Alright, yeah. What does that 7 turn into?
Let me subtract here. I have so much money. I'm just throwing money away. I can pay 5 instead to turn it into a critical attack. So I'll roll the damage twice on it.
Alright. Give me the damage for that 19. Ooh.
And then, so that's for the 7, unless you want the 19 first.
Give me the 19 as well.
Okay.
20, 30, 40, 51 damage.
Nice.
Just chunking rounds while yelling, Marco! Marco,
Everybody's
motherfucker, can you hear it?
injured. Everybody's hurt. Hachu is down and labored breathing. Nikos is ripped and just kind of shredded into. Wilhelm's firing a couple shots and throwing a hand grenade at it as it detonates. Peter's trying to get ready to cast his next healing. Torn is laying there pretty mangled and fucked up, readying with the Thompson kind of shakily starting to aim in. As Leroy just casually throws a couple slurs, raises his leg up just a little to heighten the sight to really aim in, and lets off a hammer pair with a third shot. The first 2 rounds catch it in both sides of the jaw, removing the tongue and the jaw as it completely bisects it off. The last shot catching it inside the mouth on the upper part of its jaw as it rips through and pops out the top side of its head. The dragon yelling out, tumbling, and dropping to the ground dead in the large pool of acid laying around it.
The fuck?
Are you
Or an
dumping the
FPG,
entire
yes.
50-round drum into him?
Yes.
As it drops down, a half moment goes by before you hear sort of a grunt, and then just a torrent of 50-round Thompson fire just rings out. Ta 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 ta. Goes on for a solid 6 seconds before you just hear a click. Torrin's laying there having dumped 50 more rounds into its corpse. As combat will drop.
Hachu, I'm raising you up with 3 as I skid to a stop, hitting you with lay on hands. Just enough to bring you back to consciousness at the moment.
All like dragons. All like them.
Hey, Torin!
Oh, that was an experience.
Torin!
Is everyone
You
okay?
hear me, you little motherfucker.
If he hears you, there is no indication that he does.
Torin! Marco!
He hears you, but I
Uh,
do believe he may be ignoring you for the time being.
I hear you. I hear the polo.
Hey, that's my man right there. I don't care if he's another snake fiend.
All right, I'm gonna kind of pat Hachu in the shoulder. I'm gonna say, go away from the acid. I need to go see to Torin.
Any of you ladies
running.
got a water
I'm
soaked
gonna-
bag? I need it for my rifle. It's kind of.
I'm gonna notably ignore the queen and her guards as I just run right past them. I'm gonna get over to Torin, and I presume he's still sitting there clicking on the trigger.
He clicks it a couple of times. He racks it. It clicks again. He looks confused. He racks it again. It clicks again.
I'm gonna reach for the Thompson by the handguard, kind of gently pull it out of your hands and say, "It's okay, Torin. You got it."
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
That was a lot easier than I expected.
Was it?
I'm gonna kind of help Torin stand up, check him over to make sure he's mostly okay.
My shit's burned again.
I'll deal with it in a little bit.
There's not much of it left to deal with.
It just takes some time.
I'm gonna casually set my gun down very carefully because, yeah, that baby's been doing some work for me, and
Barrel's hot.
Yeah.
yeah, I get up and just kind of limp my way over to the remains of the magnificent Torin. Leaning out
I'm
my
gonna-
hand a little heavily.
I'm gonna kind of get up turn around after helping Torin, making sure he's okay, and round on the queen with a nice solid, "What the fuck was that?"
I'm just gonna sit next to Torin.
She's a bit taken back. She kind of lets her shoulders drop just a little bit. She's looking at the dragon a bit in shock and surprise. Looks back over. We've never had the wolves infiltrate like that before. They must have released everything. They must have, but they've never attacked before like that. Maybe they were after you. Maybe they saw the opportunity to. I'm sorry. I don't know. Come, let's get all of you together. Let's heal the wounds. Let's address your compatriots. Let's make sure you're okay. And she'll kind of motion to the other hoplite next to her as the other one will hop down and start walking over, seeming to kind of prepare some healing magic in her hands, kind of prepping a spell.
Look at
Need
her.
the help.
I'm gonna clench my jaw
Go over there.
real tight, not say anything for a moment, then turn to Nikos and say, "You talk to her," and just
All right. Yeah.
walk away. Go over to Hachu. Fucking deal with him.
Hey, get back here, you little orange kobold. I will sit next to you.
Can I use the surgeon's kit normally for its regular out of combat healing, or did we
Yeah.
switch it to only? Okay.
You
I'm
can
gonna
use it
hit
for out of
Hachu
combat.
with that. And Nikos. And
Gotcha.
Thank
actually,
you.
can we just do the short rest heal everyone thing now?
We can consider this a short rest. Anything that you don't patch or mend with your ability, any still existing wounds will kind of turn to very passive light scars on you guys. Wilhelm, you will have some slight discoloration of skin on your shoulders, as that will be magically unhealable, however it will mend. Nikos, you will have a visible set of teeth divots going across your chest that scar over. In Hachu, you will be permanently missing 3 or 4 scales at random points along your chest and shoulder. As the magical healing and the combination of Peter's bandaging will get you guys back up to full health, as we'll consider that a short rest. The queen kind of looks between all of you, looks to you, Nikos, and is giving a very sympathetic, sort of silent, not sure what to say look until she looks over at Torn, and you just see a kind of swath of almost asking for forgiveness look on her face as she takes a knee and is just kind of looking you over.
What?
Kind of
I think she feels a bit bad about just kind of standing there while, we all nearly died to the dragon.
Well, she should.
Yeah, probably.
looks at the ground for a moment, stands back up, looks back over to you, Nikos. We captured this dragon a few years ago. We had intended to release it or subdue it or remove it at some point in time once it attacked us. But we figured maybe it could be of use at a later time. We've lost so many numbers, we've found ourselves in dire situations and assumed that perhaps it could be a weapon, a last defense against the Soviets, maybe, the Reds. And I don't know how it escaped other than those wolves released it. I tried to tell your friend, I don't believe he understood me. What were those wolves? We fought them only a couple times. We've never seen them enter
Honestly,
our town like that.
I have no idea. They seem to be some sort of local spirit.
They're Valkalak. They're something like wolves in shadow. But they've never gone after us. They must have been after you then.
They were.
We encountered them before when we were looking for you earlier. They seem to not like Peter in particular.
I can only offer my sincerest of apologies, and I inform your party that I will make this up to you. I will make recompense for this, but you must understand I have to look out for my hoplites, for my sisters. We cannot be to blame. They have never accessed here before until you arrived. The dragon should have never been able to escape were it not for them infiltrating. While you are not to blame, this shouldn't have happened. It should have just been Knowles as part of the challenge.
You were containing a dragon.
We lacked the ability to kill it at the time, and it felt wrong to kill it while it was caged. we had hoped we could maybe use it again, should we need to.
You got any more dragons for us to kill?
Gods, I hope not.
She kind of looks at you and tilts her head. She gets a general idea of what you're kind of saying and looks over at the dragon. Looks back to you, Leroy, shakes her head no.
Just kind of smile.
Torn goes to adjust
I
his
smile
collar.
a smile that doesn't reach my eyes.
Torn goes to adjust his collar, realizes there's no collar, he tries to fix a button, it comes off, and then frustratedly he just rips fucking what's left of like the top part of his clothes off.
Ah,
Just do it
Nick
real cool, like just tear it open in the middle and let it disintegrate around him, or does he just
No.
kind of shake a little bit and it falls apart?
It's more like some awkward pulling and it just comes off.
Just kind of that like slightly wet tear as it just kind of.
I turned my
No.
jacket into a sleeveless shirt.
You know, if I was into kobolds, that'd be pretty hot. But
I assume there's some pretty gnarly back scarring there because he was running away when he got fucking nailed.
Oh
so-
yeah, you're gonna have. Thankfully, on kobolds, the way that their skin not quite scales works, it's not quite as apparent as say the scars that'll be on Nikos, who, with his light blue chiseled complexion, darker blue faint lines are a little more visible. Or Hachu, where missing a scale is kind of easy to see in the pattern. Wilhelm, with obvious war wounds already, it's just kind of an addition to the existing magically healed wounds that he already has. But yeah, on you, Torn, you got 2 or 3 slight discolored spots on your back now. They're slightly lighter orange, but it's very faint, very hard to really see. But you still feel it. You can still feel that there was a bad wound there.
Nerve damage! Woo!
Yay! Nerves are kind of hard to magically regrow. She kind of looks down for a couple moments, nods, and looks back up to you, Nikos. If you should need anything anything at all, just let us know. We have quarters. We can get you all somewhere to rest, get you food, additional
Just so nice.
healing and care if you should need it.
Do you also have nickels and dimes?
A bath?
A bath?
We can do
Fine.
that. We
That
have
sounds
a
good too.
we have a bathhouse. We can allow that for you.
Thank you.
Your healer, your Slavic friend, please inform him that we are very sorry. I can tell, being the healer of your party, he must be upset, to say the least.
I think we're all upset.
Yeah.
She kind of looks back to the kind of Oplon next to her, the senior hoplite, and kind of murmurs something to her. She gives a stern nod, turns, and goes dashing off, and is instantly starting to point a couple hands up at the stadium, informing some of the other hoplites to start clearing out as they start grabbing their shields and grabbing some of their gear, the ones of them that did have it, as they will go out and go to start securing the perimeter. You see a handful of hoplites, about 18 or so, come entering through one doorway and go running past you, Peter and Wilhelm, and start making their way in formation, locking shields, slowly starting to enter the entrance that the dragon came out of, as a handful of archers come following behind them and disappear down into the underbelly area to start securing the remainder of the animals and what's beneath there.
Is that acid still there?
The acid is still there. It will be there for the next couple minutes. However, it is starting to dissipate and wither away little by little.
And I'd like to, if there's a chance, roll investigation. This is very clearly some sort of legendary dragon. They have names, they have history. Investigation or history, whichever I can roll for this.
that's not a bad idea.
Roll me investigation. We'll see what parts are left of him for you to try to identify from the dragon compendium.
Is there anything I can harvest from said
Oh.
dragon? since we
Perhaps.
brought this up?
We'll get to that in a bit. However, there's a
I
lot
want to
of
do it now.
there's a lot of acid that needs to dissipate first. From this distance
never
and
did
his
that.
kind of mangled form, one of his wings kind of draped over him. Majority of his facial features kind of missing. It's a little hard without actually getting like close up to him to fully investigate him. But at this distance, you can't really do anything until the acid fully dissipates.
Torin is double mad. One, they let the dragon attack them, it didn't help. Two, they imprisoned a dragon. You don't do that. You don't do that. You kill dragons. That's acceptable. You don't fucking enslave them.
Standing there, just a little awkwardly, waiting for you guys to heal and mend yourselves, seeing Wilhelm get patched up bit by Peter. Eventually, after a while, the acid will start to fully sink into the sand, the smoking will stop, and there will be a couple small puddles still, and there will still be some acid remaining on the dragon's form overall, but the acid pretty well dissipates. The marble has a lot of visible divots in it, almost looks like the surface of the moon now, but you're able to kind of start walking your way up to it should you wish. The three of them will kind of keep some distance, but will kind of walk over with you as well, just standing by until you guys find yourselves ready to leave. They'll be very patiently willing to wait on you all.
I want to take a tooth.
Give me a sleight of hand roll, Nikos, and Torn, as you walk up on it, trying to identify features, give me another investigation.
Would you like me to give you one too?
Damn.
There we go.
What are you trying to harvest, Leroy?
I want to see what I can harvest. I mean, I'll probably go for the tail because it's lizard meat, and lizard tail's always delicious when it's been breaded and fried. Well,
Give
in this
me,
case, probably needs to be blessed first. But
Give me investigation, and we'll get to that as to what you're able to ascertain from that. What you got, Peter?
Just to clarify, after we killed the, or after I healed the 1 HP on the Volkalak, it turned into the regular null that presumably we were supposed to fight
Yes.
to begin with, right?
That's the impression, yeah.
And when I cut the null's stomach open, it had one of the Tsar's guards badges.
Yes.
I'm gonna go talk to the queen, but that can wait until after everyone else is done doing their stuff.
Alright. We'll address the dragon, and then we'll have you guys kind of at the same time, but after the dragon stuff, you'll have a bit of a chat.
You know,
Leroy,
I bet you'd make a good pair of boots.
Leroy, you start looking it over. Dragons, lizards, reptiles, they should be the same, and normally most of what you're able to look at would make sense, except the biology of this dragon, kind of like a sea dragon, is quite different. There's no scales that are really harvestable. There's no meat that is edible in any healthier, like, non-overly magical way. It's like you're trying to eat a Gila monster. It's not exactly a acidity or toxic meat that can be cooked or prepared in any way. There's arguably no real usable parts. The front claws on its hands, now in bits and pieces all over the floor, thanks to 303 British rounds, are not really usable. The hind claws are largely damaged and kind of blunted a bit from a long time of walking on what seems to be very rough granite. There's some of the teeth and the remainder of some of the horns on the head, but you have the problem of much of the horns, much of the body, much of the parts that would normally be harvestable seem to be a bit more, what would be kind of the best way to describe it? You know, like an Aero chocolate bar, how it's got a lot of pockets and like empty space in it? Majority of this dragon seems to have that kind of looser, lighter composition to allow the acid that it produces both in its skin and inside its palate and its body to freely flow through it and over it, making it not really harvestable or usable, unfortunately. The horns are kind of useless. The only really thing that is applicable is the teeth, and as you kind of draw your attention over towards that, Nikos, you take the end of like a little dagger you got, and you kind of gingerly try to pinch one of the larger teeth that weren't shattered by 303 rounds, and try to kind of start cutting into the jaw a little bit. And not only do you slice your finger very lightly, you realize the teeth almost kind of have natural cavities that run through the middle of them, as some latent acid still proceeds to drip out of the tip of the tooth and onto your finger, and you have to flinch your hand away as it kind of burns it. Torn, that investigation, as you get up closer to look on it, you can tell this is definitely a Slavic-style dragon. This is one that is matching a lot of the descriptors of being more southern Russian, kind of Caucasus Mountains, hailing from like Georgia, southern Russia type area, maybe some parts of Siberia. However, what's weird about this one is, while it's got the shape and appearance, it's not fuzzy. Slavic dragons were often fuzzy. There's no fuzz on this one. Perhaps that's attributed to the fact that it's acidic, which there's no reason why an acidic dragon should be in this region. Roll me history as you're able to kind of determine that. Hey, alright. Going off the information, you realize there is a very vague amount of information harkening back to an old tale. Let me DM this to you. Give me a couple moments. Just a moment to write this up. Can't spell that for some reason.
Torn when killing humans, bloodlust. Torn when killing mythical creatures, absolutely fucking crestfallen.
There you go. That's
I
most
mean,
of the tale that you tend to recount, if this is indeed the dragon that you were thinking.
Did try to eat a human once, so I don't know what else to expect.
also, you're not human, so why would you care about killing humans?
You're kind of raised by him and all that.
True.
Nox, you cheeky fucker.
What? It looks the part. No one can say I'm not efficient.
Close the rest of the map. Show these people what you've been hiding from them up here.
Torn's just gonna nod his head and turn and walk away.
As he kind of walks off, plodding a little bit, we'll cut over to, well, you guys are messing around, seeing what you can loot goblin off the dragon, and Torn kind of drawing back into his history side. Peter, after you stabilize Wilhelm a bit better, he got a nice bandage on his arm, despite the magical healing, just to give that extra bit of care. You're able to walk your way over to the queen and some of her head mage and her officer, who are kind of looking to you expectantly.
Again, not actually rendering any form of honor that I was using earlier to her. I'm going to look her in the eyes, and I'm just going to ask, where did you get those gnolls? That one that Volkolak became, that was one of the ones you were planning to send against us, da?
She kind of looks at you and recognizes some of the words you're using, but doesn't quite understand the English, and kind of looks to Torn and then to Nikos.
Torn's gonna interpret that.
Alright. So I'm assuming you'll just kind of interpret to make this roll a
Yeah.
little smoother. Torn will kind of echo between the two of you. She looks, gives a short nod. It was a small group of gnolls that we had captured, a small war party that we were feeding and taking care of, but they were largely for training, and the opportunity for them to be of use we thought would prove well. We had no idea that the gnoll would be... I'm rather confused myself as to what it is or how, but I do believe those gnolls may have been catalysts, sponsors, perhaps, that the Valkalak take over as need be to perhaps travel to different parts. I am unsure. I still don't know.
Orin, I think you're close enough at my heel to see this. You can see the whole time I'm fingering in one of my hands the badge that we pulled out of the Noel's stomach.
Yeah, he's definitely aware of what's happening.
How long ago did you capture them?
Those? And she kind of looks to the captain next to her, who is kind of trying to recount, nods and kind of murmurs something, looks back over. Almost 3-4 years ago. It was a exploration party we had sent north into the snow during the winter. They came across a group of gnolls who seemed lost and bewildered, and we coaxed them in and essentially, well, caged, gave them lodging and food, and sort of contained them to spar with them in return for food and feeding and the like. They've been here ever since, but they always seemed slightly strange, slightly more passive, not as violent naturally as what we would expect of a gnoll. We had never seen them change like that, though.
I think I have a theory.
Where did you find that badge?
Noel's stomach. Have you been feeding prisoners to them? I cannot imagine something like this would stay in a creature like that stomach for 4 years.
She kind of lets her shoulders drop a little bit, lets out a sigh, and looks to the captain, who is kind of a little wide-eyed Like, what kind of fucking question is that? Like, have we been doing that kind of look? And the queen tilts her head a little bit. The Soviet soldiers that we have captured and some of the ones that we have killed, we have used to feed the owlbears and the gnolls, as we are rather short on our amount of livestock and cannot always afford to feed them or the dragon with the meat that we need to sustain ourselves.
Torin's gonna hesitate on interpreting that. She said something, Peter, but Torin isn't repeating what she said.
I tell him it's the Soviets that they fed as I'm walking up and, heard a bit of the conversation.
God damn it, Nikos.
I'm standing in front of the queen, right? Or is it this one?
The queen,
So
let
the
me
one in the middle.
correct that. The queen is now in the middle. There we go.
Okay.
Torin is going to grab hold of Peter's arm at, like, the elbow.
She kind of leans back just a little bit and is kind of looking between your eyes, Peter, kind of connecting some dots.
One of the Soviets might have kept that as a trophy.
She's remaining silent at the moment, just kind of looking between the three of you slowly.
I highly doubt any of the guard would work with the Soviets, right?
Oh. This whole time I'm maintaining eye contact with her.
She's admittedly kind of looking away every so often to look to Nikos, then Torin, then back to you, and for a solid 5 seconds, she's just kind of
She's
like,
not getting help from me.
looking into your eye. Roll me a insight, Peter. From what you can tell, she genuinely doesn't seem to know exactly the importance or the relevance of the medal, but she seems to be getting the notion that one of the Soviets may have been a friend of yours, and she's starting to feel kind of conflicted and worried, like, did we hurt one of your friends, perhaps? As she's starting to kind of connect the dots, it seems, in her head.
I'm not sure they could have told the difference anyway. Do you have any more prisoners?
Kind of looks to Torn or Nikos, if either of you.
I'll
are present.
translate.
She kind of nods after a moment, looks back to you, and shakes her head no. When we do take prisoners, often they attempt to break out or are overly zealous in their advances and often do not live a long time. Of the prisoners we have taken and the soldiers we have fought, none have looked like you, have worn clothing like yours. Mostly wearing tan or brown, flat uniforms and clothing. Mostly having red slabs on their shoulders and always having a red star symbol on them. We've come to realize that's their symbol of these Soviets.
close my eyes, clench my fists for a minute, really tightly around the badge, Torin. You can see just a little bit of blood come out from that hand as I squeeze the badge so tight. And then I'm gonna say, where did you find the gnolls exactly? Need you to show me on the map.
She'll kind of look a little bit, looks to one of the captains. You get the notion that they kind of have a drawn, kind of by mouth, dare I say, map and knowledge of the region. They don't exactly have like a real in-depthness of it, but they kind of look to you, and she gives a general motion of like, if you have a map, she might be able to point it out.
Torrin is pulling out a map.
All right. Let's go to the world map. Let's zoom on in to your guys' current location at Amazon Delivery.
Somehow the map survived the acid. Don't ask me how.
It was inside
Magic,
a
that's
really
how.
nice leather case. Yeah. Give me una momento, as I need to find specifically where this is, so I do not incorrectly.
So mad the RLC isn't on this map.
Right. It's like, where'd it go?
It dried up.
Yeah, it dried up. It's no longer there. Give me una momento. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I need to make sure I give you the correct.
It shrunk early due to Soviet magic.
Okay, let me see if I can make sure I find the specific location of this area in
so I can write it
reference.
down too.
Yep. I'll put a marker on the map for you.
So I posted Peter's face in chat.
Looks more sad than pissed off, as I imagine he is right now.
Should draw some angular eyebrows.
Ooh, okay. Being a specific point of interest, let me grab a green marker, and I will put a green marker in the region that it is at. Let me reference the map here. That. Let's see, there's that one, there's that one. So we are looking at about there. It's within about a couple 100 miles of that region. Most of these markers are within a certain reach of it. But the green marker to your guys' northeast of your current location marker is where she points on the map.
It's an awfully long way from here.
We, for a while, were venturing far north in hopes to find something. All we ended up finding was more and more of those red soldiers. And for a while, we thought perhaps our contact with them is what spurred them to continue trying to search the region for us, but we've found now that they have no real knowledge of us. So we have since then changed our tactics to remain hidden as much as possible. Peter, give me a very easy but history check. You know that region on the map to be known as Tomsk, T-O-M-S-K. Both the county, dare I say, and the area of the town of Tomsk.
Oblast, not county.
Yeah, Oblast.
No, Oblast is closer to a state.
Or like a state, yeah, good point. But you know that to be Tomsk Oblast, near the town of Tomsk. She kind of retracts her hand slowly and is taking a bit of a passive stance.
Notes and annotations. Torn is taking notes.
Just to clarify, in my rather large experience of Russia east of the Urals, I don't. They Gnolls shouldn't be there natively, right?
Combination of you and Torin. Give me history checks. We'll see if your combined roll. Damn. That plus 10. Well, it got you the 30 that you needed. Thanks, Torin. From your knowledge, there are some gnolls in parts of the Middle East. There are some gnolls in parts of southern China. But there shouldn't really be any gnolls in that region. Dire wolves, maybe. Large, kind of cryptid-like wolves, maybe king wolves. But gnolls, no, not really. There's not necessarily a wild dog population native to that area to become a gnoll. So for a party of them to be up there, that's pretty peculiar, pretty outlandish. But with how long it's been since 1864, and the Calamity opening up magic and bringing so many beings into the realm, it's understandable if things have migrated from their original area since then. But that's a rather substantial migration to a rather different climate altogether, considering the nearest areas are substantially different.
Let's put it this way. Do I remember seeing or hearing anything about gnolls being there when I was fighting in that area with the White Army?
Never.
I've never heard anything about it.
Well,
Hey, do you guys have a tailor?
We do. I assume your uniform and clothing will need repair, and we can provide that, yes.
Gonna need a bit more in repair, ma'am.
We have replacements. We can make plenty of clothes that will be suitable for your sizes and statures.
Thank you.
Of course. Again, I am very sorry for this event. But if there is anything that we have gained from this, we have learned that this wondrous company and this OSS that you hail from is worth our trust, and you have gained our complete cooperation.
Torrin's just gonna turn and say to Peter in English,
Should have ran and let the dragon eat him.
I actually didn't understand you in real life.
said,
We should have ran. and let
Orange
the
gargling
dragon
his
eat
words
them.
again.
God damn it, Leroy!
He said we should have let the dragon eat him. Fucking
Yeah.
Leroy.
in English, in English. So,
Wait, that wasn't English?
no,
Instead of the deep speech.
It's Koboldese.
You said it in a...
Oh,
not in Greek.
not in Greek, yeah.
I'm gonna look back to her. I'm gonna say, I apologize for my outburst earlier. Give a rather curt, quarter bow, and just walk away.
She hesitates for a half moment, but will give a bow in return. Before looking over to the mage beside her, then to the captain, murmuring a little bit to him. Nikos and Torin, you catch some of the words being pertaining to preparing the baths and their quarters.
Ah, yes, a bath for my Charlie horse. Not that it stopped me.
You still over there in the corner?
Rubbing his
Cleaning my
eye
gun-
out.
I've been cleaning my gun this whole time.
Switching between stroking his gun, stroking his thigh, stroking his gun.
I'm stroking everything, man.
I'll need to get off soon, by the way.
I
Yeah,
understand. We're almost done here. We got about 30 more minutes and then we'll be able to call it a session.
Oh, okay.
Almost there.
I might not be present for that part. To be
Understandable.
honest.
It'll be mostly wrap up from here, so if you do need to tap out, all good.
Yeah, I'll need to go ahead. I have to open. So.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah, get you some sleep then, man. I'll
Yeah.
Night.
send you the
Alright, guys.
Spark Notes and DM of
Alright.
what occurs.
I
I
much
might also
appreciate it.
need to log off because it's
Alright.
early for me and I'm a little bit tired.
Gotcha.
But I gotta get my stuff ready for work.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Alright.
tag out for now, we'll have the others do a little bit of side stuff as the party will. Essentially, you guys will be relaxing and recovering
Taking
for
a
the
nap.
next while. Yeah.
Alright, night, guys.
Night, man.
night.
It's nachos.
Nice.
Oh,
Morning.
taking a long rest then?
We will consider that a long rest, as the party will eventually follow along with them. They will take you to some rather nice quarters. Things are pretty nice, pretty calm. Leroy, you may find yourself rather pleasantly happy to see, it seems like they're rolling out all the stops for you guys. As the full party of 6 of you, minus Wilhelm and Hachu, understandably so, Wilhelm goes directly to the room that's been provided him. It's actually shockingly similar to the housing that you stayed at when at Nikos's place. Each of you got a separate room and very Greek-style houses and rooming and layout, with the central plaza, almost kind of like the little half barracks. Hachu coils his way into his room and will disappear inside. Wilhelm will crash out on his bed as they'll be resting.
Dragon Slayer's quarters, of course.
Standing
Okay,
just
I
outside the
remember.
room is 2 Amazons each, who are very patiently but calmly standing by and waiting, lightly talking to each other until the 2 should wake up so that they can address them and look to them for their needs. However, the 4 of you are walked a little bit further down. Nikos, you're fairly familiar with this. You guys had servants for a while. You know how this works. Instantly, about 2 for each of you are walking over and are just very casually but professionally starting to prepare the large open bath area, are taking your clothes, taking your gear, staging it aside, taking the uniforms that they need to. They seem completely unabashed and unworried about anything, as they provide you guys each with a kind of like half robe and are very gently walking you over to the baths and will kind of just bathe you guys, essentially. Like, they're rolling out
Oh
the full
boy.
carpet ride for
Oh
you
boy.
guys.
Does
Night.
Leroy have a camera? I can't remember.
You do have the small secret camera, yeah. Or not small, but you
boy.
do have the camera, yes.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Are you taking
He has the
pictures?
camera? I thought I was the only one with the camera.
Or did you
Nah,
take
I'm-
the
I'm
camera?
taking-
I
gave it
thought
to
Peter had the
Leroy.
camera.
Hey, Peter.
Oh, I'm the one with
Peter,
the camera.
let me-
Ah.
Peter, let me borrow the camera.
Torrent's back scales are wreaking hell on their sponges.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, they it's very nice, very professional, but they are
Can I persuade Peter to give me the camera?
Leroy.
how are you trying to persuade
Just-
him as the 4 of you are sitting there halfway in water with one
Just
of the
don't.
Amazons bathing you guys?
It's gonna
It's
be
not even on him.
insanely
It's
difficult.
right
wanna-
with his
I,
stuff.
I want a picture for posterity.
I'm gonna
That's
cast
all.
straight water on top of his head.
A bubble of water splashes down on him, and
That
the one
worked.
washing his back kind of leans back a bit, shakes her
Spluttering.
head, and smiles just a little bit, and
Hey,
starts.
Ghost! Don't you want to tell this to your kids one day? That you got bathed by Amazons?
They're wearing clothes. I mean,
Yeah, but they're still Amazons, dude. Like,
Well, they are fully clothed. You guys are fully in the buff, but they seem to not really be abashed or worried about it.
I look at the Amazon that's bathing Torin, and like, so just so you know, this young fella here, he's a bit nerdy. He spent his egg life in a museum absorbing information. He's wicked smart, let me tell you. But you've seen it. He's got a bloodthirst that'll make a berserker blush. And you see those scars that he's developing on his back. That those scars, man. You saw him square off with that acid spitter. He won. He won that shit. He can go toe to toe with a creature that's 100 times his size. And let me tell you, you won't find.
Roy, they kill people for what you are doing right now.
There's a legitimate head
Yes.
tilt as you guys try to stop him, where you realize he
Stop.
doesn't understand a fucking word that he's saying.
I stand up and I start doing a hip thrust. All right, that's the goal. That's the goal. I'm waiting for one of y'all to shove me underwater.
I presume that's Nikos' job, as I'm just gonna start
Yeah.
ignoring you. And
I'm
I'm gonna.
gonna create water again.
Y'all know what Zeus do.
I'm gonna turn to. I'm gonna turn
What have
to.
you from say? Do y'all speak Spanish? Hello? Does anybody understand me?
I'm gonna
Leroy,
turn
I need a
Torin.
con save before this escalates too much further.
One more time, Pete.
As you stand
What?
up and nakedly hip thrust.
Oh.
Okay, what you got, Peter?
I'm gonna turn to Torin, and I'm just going to ask him, how long until the plane is supposed to drop off control?
How long before I strangle him?
I'm not sure if he's making it out of this alive.
You see a spell starting to build up behind his back from the one that is bathing him as he is just uncharismatically hip thrusting. And the spell seems to hit his back, and you see that slight lucky shudder effect take place as the spell is negated, and she kind of draws her hand back and is kind of looking at the others like, what the fuck was that?
Can I walk up to him in the pool, or in the bath pool, and I'm gonna put my left hand on his chest and hook my left foot underneath his leg and push him over.
Make me a sleight of hand.
I'm gonna apologize for our idiot friend in Greek to the rest of them.
They nod and give an understanding. Leroy, you see
I'm gonna-
clearly
so
what he's
hang on,
trying to do. How are you going
Can
to?
I counter roll?
What do you want
'Cause I want
to
to grab him by his beard and yank him underwater with me. Take
roll me
my
a dex
God.
save, Leroy?
Ah!
You try to trip him up and you completely botch it as he grabs your beard and you pull a Gimli, not the beard, and both of you fall down, you on top of him into the water.
With a sigh, Torin stands and begins wading over.
Oh.
How's this going? I mean, he's just approaching.
They're thrashing in the water. Peter is currently on top of Leroy in the 2-foot water as they're just kind of struggling. He's pulling his beard beside his head, and they're just kind of flailing and wrestling.
To me, this is super funny. To Peter, this is.
Yeah.
They're saying
Oh.
he's just gonna lay down.
Yeah, out of character, this is amazing.
Oh god. Yeah, how do you like that, Daddy Cossack? Taking you with me, motherfucker.
It's an entirely different environment and aura from the previous time you were in a Greek bath, Torn, of being the small guy in between two absolutely jacked naked guys. But now it's walking up on a decently middle-aged gentleman and a somewhat Dorito-shaped Cossack wrestling and fighting in the water.
I'm trying to stop you from getting yourself killed.
What's that? You want to play Marco Polo? Let's do it. I'll play with these ladies.
Is the thrashing done yet?
I don't know what he was trying to do, but I don't think he was expecting to get face planted in the pool for it.
I was hoping you'd just take it. But yeah, no, I'm just
do have
kind
a
of
sense
gonna.
of humor
I'm just gonna stop fighting with you until you get bored and let go of my beard.
I always knew you had a sense of humor and just kind of pat you on your back and shove your head back underwater as I stand up and move toward another section of the pool to let myself get scrubbed down by the beautiful ladies, because clearly they can't understand me. So
Nikos, you have taken notice that the four have given a bow to you and a nod and have exited the area while you guys seem to be sorting inter-party relations.
Nikos, Nikos, the betrayal.
Uh-huh.
Why? No,
Alright.
I wasn't done yet.
Alright, I'm trying to enjoy my bath.
Party pooper. This is why I always pick on you.
Are we done?
It's good to see you alive too.
Okay, we're done. That's good. That's good to know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
George's gonna kill me one day.
You were gonna
Not
get
gonna be
punched in the
alone.
throat, depending on your response to that question.
After a little while, you guys are able to soak in the water for a bit longer before two of the Amazons will come walking back in and will be laying out robes for you guys to get dressed back into, and will be waiting outside the door for you guys, giving you time to fully dry off, get clothed, get comfy. Once you guys are ready, you'll be able to follow them to the next area.
You know, ladies, I did have an interesting cultural question, if you don't mind me asking.
One of them kind of looks down towards you and gives a bit of a nod.
Given your lack of male counterparts and your general distaste for them, please excuse me, but how do you maintain your bloodline?
She kind of narrows her gaze a little bit, looks to the other one, who just kind of gives a bit of a smirk, and kind of looks back towards you. It is not a disdain for males. It is more so a trial of finding those worthwhile.
I
But
volunteer as a victim.
Where do they go? I don't see them.
You don't have any idea what she's saying.
The
Yeah, you don't
answer
speak Greek.
is slaves. Slaves.
Of course, you seem to have a lot of those, of every type of creature.
I unvolunteer myself.
The last long while we have attempted to change our older ways, and as such our population has dwindled significantly.
Because you no longer keep slaves.
Our Queen Antiope feels it's too laconic, and should we re-enter the world, we should be more capable of fitting what new changes there may be.
That's all you. Okay.
To our understanding, there's no longer a slave class, but we have also heard conflicting information.
Depends on the region. It's generally frowned upon.
Did the Confederacy ever end up getting rid of slavery?
They did indeed. Quick little piece of deep lore for due west. In 1890, slavery was outright abolished entirely within the Confederacy and all of the American and Confederate satellite states and the other parts of the Golden Circle.
Fun fact, once magic existed, it was better doing slave things than slaves.
Exactly. The bigger issue actually became up until World War I finally hit, and it was part of the whole World War I wrap-up. Slavery was pretty quickly ruled out across the world, except for a handful of places where obviously it's still going to exist. But yeah, once magic came in and industrialized magic, it wasn't applicable. It wasn't cost effective. It wasn't needed. And with the explosion of sub races and demi races and everything else, a lot of new arguments and situations pertaining to rights and abilities took, like, kind of center stage, took front. It wasn't living slavery that has been a problem up until World War I. It was indentured bodily and soul slavery that became the issue of morality. Because quite a few people, to receive higher pay, would accept a contract that, hey, you get double pay compared to a normal worker while working for this company or doing this task. However, the double pay comes with the caveat of once you die, the company reserves the right to retain necromantic use of your body's services for X amount of years after your death. And that has become a rather substantial magical courtly problem, which was finally outright banned by most countries during World War I, when quite literally the attack of the Dead Men occurred when the French used an entire foreign legion force to repeatedly attack the Germans, and the Germans took exception to that and said, okay, this is fucked up.
I was actually just about to make a comment about
This
that.
is worse than the trench shotgun.
This is worse than the trench shotgun. The French are signing contracts with their foreign legion guys to be resurrected up to and not, like limited to 3 times. We're killing the same guy 4 times over. This is fucked up. This is wrong, and you know it. And they're like, yeah, okay, you're right.
So, Torin's just gonna put a pin in that conversation. Just be like,
Well, thank you for the information, ladies. And I mean, if you're particularly in need, I could inform you that my friend Nikos is unburdened by the ties of marriage or courtship.
Stop that.
We
I didn't say
are
anything.
well
He
aware
is a fan club.
he is one of the Riverkin. We have a slight history with their kind.
No, history changes.
After
he's just gonna walk
these-
away.
I'll agree to that bit at least.
He's not gonna have her explain. He's just gonna walk away from her.
She kind of sighs a little bit, looks over towards Nikos, looks over at the other, and goes back to taking their proper pose, just kind of refraining.
Well, I'm beat. Literally.
Sleep does sound like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not getting laid. Let's go to bed.
You guys will eventually be able to get out of the pool, dry off, fully get clothed, and the two will...
Before we go to bed, I'm making sure to sanctify the space in which we're all sleeping.
Gotcha.
Oh.
You guys are walked over to the remaining rooms where you're each housed in a room, and there will be one Amazon standing outside each of your doors awaiting on any of you should any of you request or need anything. You guys are able to get cozy, and very similar to when you stayed at Nikos' place, just not
Silk
quite
sheets,
as
please.
grand. They do give a bit of a look at that request, and kind of look to the other one, kind of look back. We do not have such luxury, I'm afraid.
What, the silkworm never made it this far north? Damn. Your highest red count linen, please.
That's gonna-
If you're willing to
That's
wait
basically
about an
Bobo.
hour, she will take her time, trying her best to roughly count from the amount of blankets
Oh,
and
no.
sheets that they have available to find the one with the highest amount of threads.
No, that's not how you do it. No.
And after about an hour, she will return to your room, looking a little perturbed and a little flustered, and slightly irritated as she'll gently knock and step inside the room and hold out to you what she thinks is the highest thread count blanket, which isn't high, but it's somewhere in the range of like 100 to 110.
I mean, that's
Can I
pretty
roll
good for
sleight of
up in the
hand?
mountains.
Such a prissy kobold.
Can I roll sleight of hand, please?
What are you doing with the sleight of hand?
Locking them in.
Roll me stealth first.
This isn't gonna work.
Damn it.
She
Not
will
used all my
notice
luck.
you and will turn and kind of look to you while holding the sheets in her hand as Torin's about to take them. And before she could really react, like, she's just looking straight at you. Torin, you see him as well. But he very swiftly reaches in, grabs the door, turns the lock on the inside, and then closes the door.
That was odd.
She kind of looks over at the door for a few moments, looks back to you, her grip kind of tightening on the sheets, and the faintest hint of a blush as she gets the implication.
I'm sorry. He gets hit very hard in the back. He hasn't been right.
She's kind of looking between the door and then to you, and then to the door, and she understands her instructions are your guys' requests and has already gone the mile to count fucking threads. So she's almost kind of got an expectant look like, oh, is this what they're gonna request next?
Why do you look upset? What's it with they're just sheets.
Is that all you request?
Yeah. Did you feel the fabric to make sure it's softer? Higher thread count, the softer the fabric.
I did, yes.
Well, thank you. That'll be all.
That'll okay. She'll kind of let go, giving it a little bit of a push as she'll turn and kind of fumbling start turning the knob. It doesn't work. Turns the lock, opens the door, steps out, closes it behind her.
Okay, thank you.
Is snapping a look at Leroy before looking over to the one that was at Leroy's door, who seems kind of hurried and a little flustered at, like, I couldn't stop him, he just walked over, I'm sorry. Like,
I'm
two
just-
like housing maids that are like, what the fuck, I just cleaned
I'm
that kind of look.
I'm snickering under my mustache, and I wink at the one coming out of Torrent's room and then go into mine.
They kind of look to each other and just give a little bit of a shake of their heads, and one's still admittedly flustered for a while. They will remain standing at the doors in case you guys should need to peek out and request anything. But you now have your nice sheets. Nicer sheets.
So, given nothing else happens, I'm going to say that Torin's probably just going to lay on his nice, comfortable sheets for about an hour, unable to sleep, before deciding that he needs to talk to Peter imminently.
Understood. A little bit of time will go by laying there. It's pretty comfy. The room's kind of nice and square. There's some paintings and stuff here and there that they've painted directly onto the wall. But yeah, you get up, walk over to the door, and open it up, and immediately the one at your door turns and gives a little bit of an expectant look, kind of awaiting whatever you might request or need.
I'm just gonna. You guys stand there all night?
We have been instructed to, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go talk to my friend for a bit. Make sure no one steals my sheets, I guess.
Understood. No one will enter your room.
Great,
And
thank
she'll
you.
kind of close the door behind you and remain standing there.
Someone had the quotes. Make
I'm
sure
just
no
kinda-
one steals
I'm
my
kind
sheets.
of
I guess.
peeking out of my room,
Make sure no one
watching
steals
him
my
go.
Are you really peeking out the door as you see him walk by?
Yeah, making sure I catch his eye. Be like, yeah, what's up, buddy?
He's been trying to get a look under the Amazon skirts for the past hour.
Oh my god.
What?
One of them
out
keeps
from the
pushing-
bottom of the door frame.
Yeah,
One of
your
the
face, your monocle has that slight anime shine to it as you're just peering from the darkness at like knee height, trying to look through the crack in the door. You see Torin
the
walk
Amazon.
by.
one of the Amazons has a broom instead of a spear and keeps looking him back inside the room every 5 minutes.
She's just standing there, big, stern, trying not to react, trying to ignore him as, Doran, you're able to walk over. Peter, what have you been up to for the last hour in your room?
Peter has actually been asleep in his room. Conked
Gotcha.
out. The only moderately odd thing you would notice, Torin, would be, I presume you have dark vision, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the only odd thing you would notice is that I have my rifle on the bed next to me, and it has the bayonet on it, and the bayonet is unsheathed.
Ooh.
But it's just laying there, and I'm like
Still, yeah.
flopped down on the bed.
The, Amazon standing at his door gives a slight half bow and will open the door very quietly for you to walk in and then quietly close it behind you, Torn.
Oh, great, just standing in the dark. I assume he's gonna stand there for like 30 seconds and finally just.
Peter, don't wake up slowly. Don't do the thing where you freak out and like wait, Peter.
What would be the best save for their check for this, do you think?
What is that? Is this the sort of like
Whether or not
French
he's
sleeping sort of?
Yeah. Whether or not he's sleeping through Torin or not.
This would be a
Constitution or wisdom, maybe?
Give me survival.
Survival?
Let's
Alright.
go with survival. We don't use that nearly enough. It's that sort of startled awake. You were sleeping, but it's like you open up your eyes because you weren't really asleep. Kind of that quick jerk of the eyes, and you're instantly able to lock onto Torn.
No. Has something happened?
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
grab the rifle, but I'm not gonna point it at him. I'm just gonna put hands on it.
No, nothing's happened. Just more Leroy flirting. It's a good thing they can't understand him. Anyways, I haven't been able to sleep. I said something earlier, but I don't think it got across. How sure are you that that place we visited earlier was real?
I'm mostly sure.
Well, I'm entirely
I may be
sure.
biased.
I am entirely sure that it's real.
Why are you sure that it's real?
Before we left, I threw down Leroy's hat. I threw it on the ground. And, I didn't come back with it.
Are you sure it didn't just get destroyed by the acid?
Yes, I'm sure. I am absolutely positive, Peter. It's real. She's real and she's alive. I'm sure of it.
I presume we have candles in here.
Yeah, there's kind of like lantern lit candles up in the corner, giving a nice dim light.
I'm gonna kind of sit up, and I'm gonna wave Torin over and tell him to pull out his map.
Alright, he's gonna do that. Roll it out on the bed.
Go into the map screen.
I'm gonna. Well, it's gonna be something that I think we need a little bit more actual detail for me to be able to show you.
Understood.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I don't need to roll a check for this because Peter has been to the Tomsk Oblast before.
Yes, indeed.
And also probably would have learned this in school. But I am going to tell Torin that I think they may be in the I can't pronounce this. Fuck. In the Great Vesaguyan Mire, which is in the western half of the Tomsk Oblast.
Do you think it's on this plane? I mean, the stories they told, though, they walked, and they never stopped.
That is a much easier thing to do in that part of the world than you would expect.
I suppose I wouldn't know. It's worth looking into. I feel.
I think something is keeping them there. Perhaps it is another plane, but if it is another plane, I think it is some kind of mirror world, if that makes sense.
Those, I have a sneaking suspicion that those are the creatures, the dogs, I forget the name for them, but, that they're...
Volkalak.
Volkalak, yeah. They're in some way the keepers of that, they're targeting you, your people, specifically for a reason. Something has made them.
As we guard I believe it is because we guard the Tsar and his family. And for whatever reason, they want... let me grab my notes, because I can only ever remember Anastasia's name in real life. I believe, for whatever reason, they want specifically Anastasia and Tatiana.
This isn't going to end until we figure out why.
No, it is not, and we cannot just go charging off into the Soviet Union without a plan. We cannot deal with these creatures without a plan, without knowing more.
Well, perhaps we can put a pin in it. She's not going anywhere, clearly, or growing older.
I think we need to get back to London and start doing some research.
I agree. I'm gonna leave you to sleep. I'm gonna try to get some myself. I'm gonna leave you with the map tonight.
Thank you.
I know.
How are you feeling after your close encounter?
Oh, not well.
And he's just gonna leave. He's gonna smile, say not well, and close the door.
He kind of leaves you with that as he steps out and back to the main hallway. She kind of looks to you and gives a little nod. Leroy, give me a dex save, please.
Oh no.
Is he being hit with the broom again?
I was gonna pantomime that I'm sleeping.
You're sleeping with your head halfway out the door?
He is asleep. You can hear the light mustachioed snore that Leroy has. He's able to do so pretty easily, considering he was able to dodge the couple heel strikes that tried to go for his face before the door was closed when she realized he was trying to look up her armored skirt.
Torin's going to approach. And he's gonna look down at Leroy and look up the guard and go,
Ma'am, could I perhaps make a request, please?
She looks to you and gives a nod.
My friend here has terrible night terrors. He's afraid to admit it, but, he actually prefers to be tied to the bed and then left alone. And not let out until morning. If you could please, do that for him, he would really appreciate it, and so would I.
She kind of tilts her head a little bit, looks over to the other two flanking to left and right at Peter's door and your door. The one in front of Nikos' door kind of looks over a little curious as well. And all four of them look back to you, give a nod as one prances off. Comes back shortly with a couple, like, half-wide ropes. And the four of them will aggressively breach and clear into the room.
Do I wake up from
You will wake up to 4 Amazons walking in, 3 of them with rope in hand, as they will, what appears to be sensually and fun at first, start binding you and stretching you out on the bed.
Ladies, ow!
Until you realize it's getting rather
like this.
aggressive, and they tie you down pretty
I did not
brutally.
consent. No.
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 You start to
put that out.
realize there's
do not
ropes
touch-
going over your chest, over each of your legs, like they are
Ow,
binding you
Torin!
like a fucking
Ow!
G.I. Joe inside a box as they tie you down.
Dorian!
And the 4 of them kind of look at you, give a nice little smile, and come walking back out and close the door, leaving you tied down.
No. So, Torin's gonna go into the room. Which one of those fine ladies is the shortest?
Probably the one that was in front of Nikos' door, and she's standing at like 6'1".
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Amazons, dude.
He's gonna
They're like 6'6" on average.
bow to her, shoot a look to Leroy, a little gleam in his eyes. Go,
Ma'am, could you please accompany me to my room?
She'll give a slight head tilt and a kind of understanding nod and follow with you.
Okay, thank you.
and then he's just gonna grin at Leroy as he closes the door on him, and the last sliver of light from the hallway disappears.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, this is not how I anticipated this going down, but Torian got laid anyway. I'm happy. I'll take this victory.
Leroy, while being
I'm just gonna
restrained
keep struggling,
down,
trying to.
has the impression... Are you having her stay in there, or are you having her go with you?
Oh no, she's going with.
You're having her...
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, he doesn't want to be watched.
Gotcha.
Jesus, no! What the fuck?
Yeah, she'll exit with you, leaving Leroy there, who gets the impression, hey, Torin's doing his thing, the little buddy's doing good. Torin got one up on you. Torin, are you actually doing anything, or is that just to give him the impression?
It was to give him the impression.
Gotcha. Okay.
I want to roll a con save.
I'm gonna believe
Okay.
that he's getting laid, and I'm gonna be happy for him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, in the coming session, make sure that I'm congratulating him on his virility.
Alright. Con
Alright.
save then, Torin, and why, might I ask?
To be professional and not let stress and inner creature comforts take over.
Yeah, I could see that being a con save.
I'll let you decide.
Yeah, con save. Charisma, if you would, good sir.
Why did I do this? Charisma save or
Just charisma check.
Yeah, 7.
And I'm
Well,
all
you
at a
don't want
point
to
where I can't
ask.
just push a
It's
finger.
well, you don't want to ask. You very clearly have the posture and the puppy dog eyes, and the kind of bodily
No, not
like
puppy dog eyes.
motion of like she can tell. Okay, he's thinking about it. We'll give a sigh, and in a slight way, to spite the strange man that has been peeking up her friend's armored skirt, will enter your room and will kind of allow a fade to black as you will get to diddle the 6'1" Amazon.
Oh no, ma'am. See, I was just simply trying to. Oh.
And of course,
will,
his bed is right up against Leroy's wall.
It's against Leroy's wall. Leroy will take 6 morale damage As you will hear Torrid be treated like a small king by an Amazon. As we'll fade to black and we will pick up with all of you waking up the next morning, next session. Torrid once again scoring with an Amazon while Leroy can't even itch his nose. See you all next week.
The Wondrous Company, we roam through the night, adventurers of antiquity, chasing